think it's the
Max
type of...
Vanilla. It's different.
Yeah, it is good.
You are a big Pepsi Max fan?
Big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan.
Oh,
If it's on
Coles
sale at
is-
Woolies when I walk past,
You can't not get a slab.
that's going in my basket. When I went to schoolies, I had $400 to my name. Where were we?
What's his name? Jared Talent, is it?
That's the one.
That's who you look up to? Was he your idol or nah?
I was used to being the one behind the bar, behind the coffee machine, but I was like
Yeah.
flipped around. I was a person talking to the barista, trying to sell them on
Yeah.
the milk or the brand.
Welcome back to the Ear Motel, episode 67?
67.
67, and as you might see, we've got another guest on the show, Mr. Ross Darlow. Fucking
How are you,
legends.
How are you, gents?
Yeah, we're going good. How you going, mate?
Good.
We've had a...
7, huh?
Yeah, 67. We've been
Wow,
doing this
eh?
for a little bit now.
And
And
guest number...
three.
Three.
So it's still fairly new.
At the motel.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, very glad to have you on. This is my friend, Ross, that we've known, I want to say since like year 9, 10.
I was thinking about it the other day because I
Yeah.
was listening to like the Hodgie podcast the other day.
Yeah.
Getting ready for it, you know?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, when did I meet you guys? It was probably year 8 or year 9.
Because I feel like we sort of blended a little bit in that year 9. Like,
Yeah, because year 9's that year where you get just chucked in with everyone.
yeah.
Like year 7 and 8, same class, but... And then you had your own group, and then
Yeah.
I was like a bit of a floater. And
Yeah,
then we
but
sort of just...
I feel like maybe we all floated together.
Maybe.
It was a little grey area, was it?
Yeah, like we just, I don't know.
Because I can't
There's-
remember the time I first met you.
Where would have it been at like Aussie's place or something? I don't know
I don't know.
where it would have been.
It must
Or
have just
maybe
been at
like
your house.
Maybe like
Maybe.
a party
You were
or
just
something.
floating in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't want to
Yeah.
intrude too much.
Nah, but
Didn't want to be that younger brother
no,
that
we
just...
liked it. We liked your presence.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
You're the funny one, all right.
He was the funny one.
Oh, I reckon he is. I reckon. I don't know.
Funny looking one.
Funny. Look.
No.
So I wanted to a couple questions for you. Well, one of the things that I remember about us, like back in high school time, was like I always thought you were like the really smart guy, because like you did
Yes.
like math methods and chemistry and
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I guess that's
And-
like the... I want to say persona, but I don't know. When I came over from like the UK
Yeah,
into grade 6 here,
yeah.
I like...
You were smarter than the others?
No, but the education system's different over there.
Yeah,
In what
Like,
ways?
what I was learning in grade 6 in England was what I was learning year 8 here. Or like
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
start of year 8, I'd pretty much done all of year 7 work
yeah,
in grade 6.
Yeah.
So I already knew it.
yeah.
So
I
it
was
wasn't
no
like-
good at English.
So when I came over here, I was like,
Felt all right.
not to be arrogant, but I was like a bit bored. I was like, I've already learned this stuff.
Yeah,
So I wanted to
no,
be...
that's good though.
So you were in England, were you?
Man,
Yeah.
he's yeah.
Yeah, so born in Leicester.
Are you Australian? Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester Court.
That's where,
That's where I live. Leicester Court.
There it is too.
Shouldn't I don't know if to say.
yeah, well,
Yeah, born in Leicester, and then grew up in Coventry, which is like middle of England.
Yeah,
You know-
right.
You know Birmingham? Have you heard of Birmingham?
I've heard of it. I
Yeah.
just
It's like nearish Birmingham.
It
Like about
sounds-
an hour away from Birmingham.
feel like
just
it's-
slap bang in the middle of the country, pretty much.
I sometimes like forget that you're like from the UK.
I have to remind myself too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah, so
here
longer.
more than half my life now.
Yeah,
Now,
because
only just so.
that's how I used to sort of look at it when like someone said like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I used to always think like, "Oh, I'm from Tachira," which
Yeah.
is like a really small town.
Where is that?
do you know Shepparton?
Yeah.
It's sort of near there.
Over there.
Over that way.
over that way.
That's whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Small
like
town.
really small.
Yeah.
I think it's only got like now it only has like
3,000
3,000 people or something.
They're known for their gold butters you get at hospitals.
Yeah, the Tachira.
You know those
yeah,
gold
yeah,
butters?
I've seen them.
Tachira butters.
They were made
Yeah,
there.
right.
Yeah. So that's, and now I'm like, oh well, I think I just have to call myself like
From Ballarat.
Ballarat because I've lived here.
You guys live there. When did you move to Ballarat?
I was 4, so
Oh.
you would have been like 8.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
okay. What was the reason for move?
So we moved. Well, what every person moves for usually is their parents with work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
And then because that's when we ran. Mum and dad took on a business running. I don't know if I was. Oh, I can say.
You
it.
say it.
Yeah, of running the motel,
Yeah.
and then I was.
Ear Motel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was sort of like the first time we've actually sort of said it
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
right.
the
Because
podcast.
I reckon you mentioned that to me ages ago.
What?
Your mum and dad owned like a motel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's sort of why you moved. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reason why
That's
we moved.
literally the
Yeah,
reason.
they took
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that
yeah.
business and ran that
Yeah.
for a few years. So, what, are your parents Australian or?
Nah. So dad was born, but both from England. Like
So, how do you
born in
live
England.
here?
How do you live here?
So
Is it because of the
Mum-
Commonwealth or something?
No. So mum's sister, her eldest sister, moved out here. Probably when we moved over in 2010.
Yeah.
I think they were here for probably 10 years at that point. Mum's sister, so like my auntie and uncle were out here,
Oh, yeah.
and I didn't even know that I had cousins in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah. Right.
And then mum and dad sort of reconnected with them, and then we came over for a holiday. And at the time, they were living in Hunter Valley in New South Wales. So we went there. It was warm. Great. And then mum and dad like sat, well, me and my sister, but my sister was like
Yeah.
one.
You got sat down at the table.
Sat down at the table.
We had that too
at
at
dinner.
Tatura.
And,
I can't remember
and
that.
mum and dad were like looking at each other like, we kind of like this place. Would you want to move? And I was 7 or 8, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'll move.
Oh really?
Oh,
This
really?
is awesome. Yeah, I was like, this is so good.
You care about leaving your friends?
Oh, a bit, but you're young. Like
Yeah.
Oh. See, when I was
you're
in,
gonna go to high school anyway, so you're gonna move on from people anyway.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even thought about that till it actually got
Yeah.
later, and then I was like, oh,
I've moved now.
I'm moving the whole country,
True.
Yeah,
like the other side
different.
of the world,
yeah.
which is weird.
So, how'd you end
Yeah,
up in
so-
Ballarat?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we applied for citizenship, they were still in Hunter Valley, and then they moved to Ballarat, like my auntie and uncle. So
Right.
we just moved their way where they were. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then when they moved here, like when we moved here, they then moved to Ocean Grove, like down the coast.
Oh yeah.
They were living between the two.
It's a good spot.
That was a good
It is
spot.
nice.
Great spot.
They still live there.
They
Don't have a holiday
They-
house down there.
They moved to Perth for a little bit and then moved back here. I haven't spoke to them in a while, but yeah, they're still here. I think they're down the coast.
Did you go
Um,
on that trip to Ocean Grove in that big share house that one time? Were you there?
No, I think I was away. That was
Ah.
with a massive group.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I went to that.
That
I
was.
don't know what I was doing.
Ah.
So, did you
No.
come over with like a Pommy accent? Because where's that
100%.
gone?
100%. I reckon I got rid of that. So where I'm from, like Midlands, not Birmingham, because Birmingham has a strong accent, like
Yeah.
a strong Brummy accent. If you've heard it,
Mm.
it's the worst accent.
But I only hear stuff from the side, man.
Yeah, if you hear like, I'm trying to think of like soccer players that you'd know.
I don't know.
We don't really
follow
follow the soccer.
Nah, okay. But didn't have a strong accent at all. So when I came over here, I probably sounded a bit posh, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
people would like make fun of me at
Yeah.
primary school for it. So I was like trying to change up my accent, trying to change up the words I used. So
Yeah.
I was like Aussie.
Yeah.
And then probably a year or two later,
Complete Aussie.
like pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
damn.
guess you're probably still young, and that may be why
Young,
You hadn't-
impressionable.
impressionable.
Yeah, which is a shame because
But-
English accent, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
So
pretty
I'm
cool.
like, now
You
I'm
need to
like,
on it
let's have
back.
a little bit of that.
So, do you have
Yeah.
dual citizenship?
Yeah.
So you can head back there and stay for as long as you want.
Yeah. But I
That's good.
haven't been back since I came over here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Mum
So
and Dad
do,
have been over a couple of times. Dad's been over 3 times maybe.
so do you have family over there still?
Yeah, a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I don't have heaps of family, like
Mm.
sort of in general, but
Yeah.
most of them split between the two. But
Mm.
most are still in England.
Hmm.
Most are still over there, but I haven't been back to see them. So
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'd
Uh,
like to though.
Yeah. No, that's
I'd like to.
That's an interesting story of like, because I don't know if I really had ever heard of like your full story of like,
No,
how you
you
sort
don't
of-
really sit down. You just say like I'm from England, and that's sort of it.
yeah,
Yeah, and then moved over here, and it was like halfway through grade 6.
grade 6. Where'd you go to primary
Ended
school?
up at Urquhart Park.
I don't
Better
even.
or worse.
I don't even really know.
I was the only school that would take me. I tried. You guys went to Alfredton, right?
Yeah,
I tried to.
that
get
would have
into
been a lot
Alfredton.
easier for you.
Yeah, I tried to get into Alfred, and they were like, "Nah, no places."
Yeah,
Tried to
right.
get into like Pleasant Street, no places. So Mum just got me into Urquhart Park. That was the only one that would take me.
Had to get you in somewhere.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's right.
But he
But
was
Mum-
already 2 years ahead of.
But when I came over here, I don't know why, but Mum was like, "You can go straight into year 7, or you can go into grade 6."
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
probably
you're,
some-
you're
when's your
still
birthday?
98, aren't you?
I'm 98 born.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
what
don't know-
month?
October. So I'm not
Oh,
early at all.
no.
But I don't know
If
why she
anything,
was
they'd
like.
keep you down.
Yeah.
I don't
'cause
know
of,
whether
like-
it's because the school year in England is different to over here. Like here, it's by calendar year.
Yeah.
But over there, the year starts in September.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the same as
So
America.
I was like the oldest in my year level in England because
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
But then when I came over here, Mum was like, "You can be in grade 6 or year 7," and I was like, "I don't want to go on the deep end and go straight into high school." I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm not doing that.
Mm.
I'm going straight into grade 6.
Yeah.
Be the big
I
dog of the
want
school.
cruisy. I want to cruisy 6 months. I want cruisy
Yeah.
6 months. Make
Yeah.
some mates and then hopefully, go to
Make
high
many
school
mates
with them.
there or nah?
Oh, Oak Park was a weird one. Like I had some okay mates, but I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this, but they were probably like part of the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
I think that's a polite way of
Yeah,
putting it.
if I could say that. So
Yes, you can.
after grade 6, I sort of just
Yeah.
they all went to different schools, and there was a couple of people that came up from grade 6, a couple of girls and stuff, but I didn't really have much to do them anyway, so I just went straight into year 7.
And then how did you find high school? Did you was it challenging or
Yeah, a little bit.
and was it more like the schooling side of it or like socially or
Socially, like
it was pretty good? All right.
it was weird for me because like soccer being or football
Yeah.
being my whole life
And then,
in England,
yeah.
that's all I knew. It was like a religion over there.
Yeah.
So I came over here and it's not like that.
Yeah.
That's what I talked to my mates about in
Yeah.
England.
And it
So
was
coming over here, it's all
it's
like
like
AFL,
AFL.
and I was like trying to get like accustomed to that, and everyone was like, "You should join a team," but then
it's, if
in
you
my
have
head, I'm like,
if
"It's
you
year 7, I'm too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too late to join a team. Everyone's got their teams."
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like actually playing footy.
Yeah, like
I thought you were meaning like going for a specific team.
Like an AFL team.
no. I'm just
Oh,
like
playing.
Playing,
like
yeah.
a local
Yeah,
local team.
it's-
I don't know why in my head I'm like, nah, it's too late for
'Cause
that.
it's
Everyone's
pretty-
already in their own teams.
Yeah. Oh, it's just pretty I would say it'd be very challenging to pick up a sport that you haven't played since you're like a kid.
Yeah,
Would be like
And I'm
super
not
hard.
and I was small, skinny.
Skinny.
Dad, try AFL, not good for me.
No.
I don't know whether I did play soccer for a bit.
Yeah.
Played for the old Red Devils
Yeah.
for like a year.
I feel like I'd want to have a go at playing some soccer.
I'd be shocking. I'm not good with
Yeah.
the feet.
I'd play again now, just like a casual.
Local league.
But
Yeah,
I could
even indoor. You played futsal.
even
Oh, I did
very
for-
rarely.
Even if you're terrible at soccer, futsal's.
I did in
fun,
year 6
yeah.
once.
Yeah,
They chucked me in goalies.
Well-
Just because I'm a big guy.
I feel like I
pretty
want
bad.
to.
you'd always cop that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Just goalie.
It sucks.
Well,
It was either the tall kid or the fat kid goes and goal.
I want to. I think I sort of want to try to keep the timeline of your life in for this podcast. But I was
Yeah.
sort of wanting to say because you're hopefully maybe moving back here, and we can talk about that later in the podcast.
Yeah.
We should try to I don't know if you
Talk
really actually want
chronologically.
Well, get a social soccer team
a
up.
social soccer team.
Oh,
or
that'd be
something.
cool.
That would
I'd be
cool.
down for that.
I reckon there'd
They
be
do that
some of your-
major league or something.
I reckon.
Do you know that?
Yeah, that's
I think
indoor
the
one.
mates would be
Indoor.
around it,
That'd
like
be.
Benny and Oz. and-
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, I reckon they would be. But anyway,
Go to the
we
pub
can.
afterwards.
I still want to sort of keep in line. Going back to high school.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, what you were asking me before about
I think I was sort of.
getting accustomed to high school. It was
Yeah.
weird at the start because I didn't have the same interests as everyone else.
Yeah.
I tried to learn AFL and try and play it, and
Yeah.
I don't know, but you make
Yeah.
mates.
Yeah.
People are always
Do-
similar to you.
don't- I feel like it was pretty interesting how you at high school you're literally seeing people for 6 hours a day or whatever for
Yeah.
5 days a week,
I know.
And then you
And
go
so-
to never really seeing them.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's the worst bit about being an adult.
Yeah. Literally.
You got to work, but why can't I just see my
Yeah.
mates for 6 hours a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mate, there'd be jobs where people do that.
True. You can work with your mates.
Yeah.
Do you want to hang out with your colleagues though? Your work colleagues?
What did you do for work during
the other
high
thing.
school? Did you do?
Oh, I
work?
worked
Oh,
as a barista.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
at?
Pipers.
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 How
was
long
my
did you work
first-
there for?
First job. I nearly got long service leave. So
Well, what, 7 years?
nearly 7 years.
Yeah, shit.
That long time. So I reckon I got that job when I was back into year 10. Which is how old was that? 16? 15? 16?
16, yeah.
16?
So did you work there basically up until you left Ballarat?
Yeah. Well, sort of.
Did you have any other jobs around in Ballarat?
Yeah, so I worked at Piper's all through high school and then had a year off after school because I was like, I don't know what the hell to do. I got no money.
Yeah.
I remember at schoolies, I had like $400 in my bank account.
Mate, this bloke at schoolies was using his passport to get into pubs.
That's shocking. Oh, that's right, because you didn't drive a car, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Have you got the license now?
Oh, I do.
He
I
does
do.
have a license
I
now.
do.
Is there a reason for that, or?
That was partly mine. I'm going to throw my mum's name in there. So I tried to get my learners, and I went to, they wouldn't accept my passport because it was, only had like my English passport for ID. This is just to take the bloody test. They wouldn't let me take the test because my passport was going to expire.
It was like 6 months.
Under a year or something.
Yeah, right.
So you need a fresh one. So I brought my birth certificate in. They didn't accept that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, okay.
Oh.
So I'm
So
like,
it's just
well,
a bit of
Mum, I sort of
hassles.
needed to help me apply for a new passport.
Yeah,
And we just kept putting that off. And
Yeah.
yeah. But I think even when
got
you
a
did
late.
have your learners, you were a massive driver.
I
either.
wasn't, or
Yeah,
I was.
wasn't?
Nah, not really.
No, that's what I thought.
I'd had no motivation to do it.
And the thing
but then
is,
looking back on it now, I'm like, what
should
am
have.
I doing?
Yeah. And the thing is, you lived ages away. This is what I.
Where you live now?
Yeah, I know. This is the funny
Out of
thing.
Wolf.
Is when we were in high school and
We're
we
shepherding, aren't we? Here?
and yeah, when we were in high school, we would always sort of catch up at Aussie's place.
Yeah, that
back
was a
in
go-to.
more central in Ballarat, and then Ross's house used to live 10
Yeah,
minutes
the
out the
town.
road, and it really was only
literally 10. Literally, was that me?
yeah, that's right,
That's
just a clip.
Oops.
And now it's funny
Okay.
because I literally live around the corner from your
Literally.
parents' house.
Literally.
Do they still live there?
They still
Yeah.
live there. Yep. Still live there just around the corner. I go
Yeah.
see them after this, I reckon.
Yeah.
Have a cup of
Yeah.
tea.
Cup of tea.
Very English.
Some scones?
Yeah,
Scones?
No, that shit.
No,
no.
no scones?
No.
Fish
Just a
and
cup of tea.
chops?
Fish and chops.
Chops.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. So we've gone through high school. I don't know.
High school weird. How did you always find high school? Because
I feel like I was pretty similar because I did physics and chemistry as well.
yeah,
So I kind of,
He went through year 12 during COVID.
yeah, that was a
Oof.
tough time.
have you spoken about that on the podcast?
No, I don't think I really have. It was
Maybe
it was
briefly.
weird because at the start of the year, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna. Well, my main goal was to beat him, get a higher ATAR.
Yeah, okay.
And I thought I was gonna get mid to high 80s.
I don't know what you got, so I'm
Him,
interested. No, I think I know. You got 70.
74.25.
he knows it.
74.25. It was
Who's
my...
counting?
was
Still got the text on my phone.
And I thought I was going to get in the 80s for sure. But then COVID happened and then all of it went online. And
Yeah.
you got no motivation to get up and get on your computer and that and to do the work.
Literally.
But I did beat him.
Yeah.
I got 75 point 6 or
Thanks for
something.
coming.
I think...
So-
Did Ross was mid to high 80s?
I got
88?
no, not 70. I got 87.9.
So he's up there.
87.9.
Yeah, because I was the second boy in the year.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's an achievement.
So who?
Jacob Hibbard.
Oh, yeah.
He got 89, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I beat Aussie, so I was happy.
Yeah.
Beat
He
Aussie.
got mid 80s?
I think he
Some-
got
84?
low 80s
Oh, yeah.
because he was not good at English. He would tell you that.
Yeah. I'm the same.
That,
I sucked at
You'd
it.
have to be
The
good at
way it's-
English though, because you are English.
You'd be
Is that how it works?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I
if
don't-
anything,
mate,
it probably
I
makes it
swear,
worse.
some English is second language students shit on us.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
they
yeah.
do so much because they've
They're trying harder.
and we talk so casually. They know
We-
how to speak
Yeah.
Proper
the
English.
way you
Yeah.
write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we speak Australian slang.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Like if you could write
I was
nah.
I was
So you
shocking
just
at
have
English.
no motivation. Like, what would teachers even be?
Yeah,
How does that work?
So we were like on Zoom or whatever. I think it was like Google something. But
Yeah.
we just rock up to class, log in, and we had to do like the work on our own time. And then they were pretty much like checking classes.
Right.
But like you barely did your work. Like
Surely
I
that would have
didn't
been
do
like
any study or anything. Like it was
but
crazy.
the easiest time for the teacher. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
No,
Well, but
I don't
actually,
know.
Maybe
I
they
think it
would
was
say,
harder for them because they had to like somehow try and make sure you were doing the work
doing
still.
your work,
And
yeah.
because obviously
true, and
all they can do
their
is
lack of
see your
motivation as
face.
well.
all they can see is the computer screen with you
Yeah.
on there.
Like
can't-
they can't look.
Did you have to pull up Zoom and
yeah, they made
work
us have
whilst?
they or
Not
but
that type of
they
stuff?
made us have our cameras on and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And but it was interesting. But we had our exams in person and that. We eventually got back to school with like
Because
for term 4, I think it was.
because didn't we have like
It was
a
couple.
they lifted the
Yeah,
lockdown in like September, October or something.
Yeah,
Could be.
we
Yeah,
had
it was
like
a little bit.
term
Something
4,
like
I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
We
yeah.
had we did, what was it? We had swimming sports, which
Yeah.
is unreal. But then the week of athletics, it was lockdown, so we didn't do those sort of things.
Catch you later.
So,
Yeah, right.
but
I
it was
felt
still
like-
an unreal year though.
Yeah.
Like year 12 was late.
Yeah.
I reckon it's been like half an hour.
21.
minutes.
Oh,
It
It's
says
getting up.
120. Yeah.
Yeah.
don't worry about.
I feel like over the years the athletics and shit like got worse. I think. Did you feel like that? Like when
I
you
don't
were
know.
younger,
Well, I guess I did athletics.
mate.
so-
This man could walk, could
Yeah.
move the hips.
Yeah.
This man.
That was the
are
other
you?
weird thing was like
you were a
talking
walker.
about high school. Like I didn't know what sport to do. Then I tried doing soccer over here,
Yeah.
and I did a year of it, and it was just not the same. Bang.
That's your max.
It sounds really good when you have your headphones on.
Does it? Oh, actually, I've heard it on the pod, like
Yeah.
listening in the car, just like crap.
So you were trying to pick a
Jealous.
sport and you chose walking.
That wasn't the plan.
How
That
did
wasn't
that
the
come
plan.
up?
It was so I played soccer for a year and then I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't the same as
I
Back
feel like
home.
Over
it's
there.
it's who you're with. I swear.
it probably was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really. I knew a few of the people I played soccer with, but I wasn't close to them or anything. And then it was a bit. What the hell do I do? Like I got to do something.
Yeah.
And then I got
Sure.
mum signed me up for
Athletics.
the little athletics.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, just go to this on a Saturday," and I was like, "All right, I'll try it."
Yeah.
And even when I was young playing soccer, that was what I was good at, running.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
could just go forever.
Yeah.
That was my strong suit. Couldn't
Yeah.
sprint for shit. Was not quick.
Endurance.
Endurance.
Yeah.
That was my thing. So I did like the running events, like the long distance running events, and I was okay at them. I was in the top tier.
Yeah.
The guys.
High percentile.
Yeah. And then
Fucking good.
and then there was a coach, a race walking coach there. And I don't think Dad was there, but always used to like make fun of it
Yeah.
with Dad, like at home, like do like a
Yeah,
walk down the hallway, just like laugh.
Yeah.
I pissed myself laughing at he was doing
the
it.
hips move a
Mm.
lot.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
know.
fun.
I've
Yeah.
seen it
Yeah.
before.
So Dad and I would just make fun of it, but and then I did it. Like you just had to do like a little bit, and the coach was like, came up to me, he's like, "You're actually pretty good at it. Like you've never done it before." I'm like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you should come along to training or whatever," and I was like, "I'm like, all right." I'll
So
give it a
do
go."
they teach you how to move your hips? Or
It's
like-
like the style.
Yeah.
Call it.
Yeah,
like-
I guess how
Yeah,
you
like you
move your
don't-
legs.
Some people, it's weird. Like you look at some people race walk, they don't use their hips at all, and then some people like
Oh,
Use them a lot.
exaggerate the
yeah.
hip movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it looks like their legs almost are like floppy.
Yeah, that's what mine looked
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So when I started training, I wasn't good at it. Like when I first started, and then it just one day it sort of just clicked,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, maybe I should give this a go.
Yeah.
And then I started competing, and then I was getting like medals at states and stuff.
How long did you do that for?
Yeah.
So I started in year 7, and then probably
Because that's one thing I do remember
I
about
retired. I retired.
Retired.
Yeah.
Went out on a high.
Probably in year 12.
You did it that long, did you?
Yeah. So I don't know, because when you do athletics, every person's like, I want to go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's the big goal.
Yeah.
And I played around with that idea. Like I was obsessed with athletics. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
just race walking, like everything.
Yeah.
Like I'd just be staying up to early hours in the morning watching like athletics highlights and stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I was obsessed with that. I was watching
Oh.
documentaries and stuff.
And
And
me on YouTube.
100%.
Just fucking all
YouTube
hours.
is where we.
What's his name? Jared Talent, is it?
That's the one.
That's who you look up
Yeah.
to? Was he your idol or nah?
No, he was.
He was.
So the
Because he's from
coach-
Ballarat, isn't he?
Yeah. He grew up. I think he grew up just outside of Ballarat,
But went to
he trained.
Same.
He went to Ballarat High.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met him a couple of times. So his old coach that he trained under in Ballarat was my coach.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where that sort of connection was.
Yeah.
So I don't know. A couple of years I was competing, then I was medaling at states, and I was doing okay.
Yeah.
But you know, when you get to a certain extent, I don't know whether maybe with footy or I don't know, but
You
you
just-
get to a certain stage and you're like, I'm good,
Yeah.
but I'm
not going anywhere.
I'm not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Like if I really tried,
Yeah.
I maybe would have made a national team.
Yeah.
But it was cheeky because I still had like the
Cheeky.
dual citizenship.
Huh.
The qualifying time to get into the World Junior Champs was easier for the UK than it was for Australia.
Yeah.
Because Australia's always been good at race walking,
Yeah.
but England not so much. So I was looking at their qualifying time and I was close to, like, I would have been close to it.
Yeah.
And not long before, I think the race that I needed to do it, I was burnt out. Like I was
Yeah.
training myself too hard, and
Yeah.
I think I had a bit of glandular fever going on as well,
Glandular fever.
which is that's why I stopped, because I got glandular
Yeah.
fever, then chronic fatigue off the
Yeah.
back of it.
Yeah. I remember you sort of going through that
Yeah,
stage and
so I
it seemed
sort of
pretty
just
hard.
stopped.
Yeah.
I just stopped race walking, stopped doing, like I was running and race walking, not running like competitively, but I'd train, like I'd do like 100
Exercising.
Ks a week
That's a fuck.
when I
yeah,
was
that's a
doing
lot.
it.
That's a fair bit.
Yeah.
Took a lot of time.
It would.
Yeah.
Bro.
And it's
Well-
it's a lonely sport too. Like athletics,
Yeah.
it's not like footy. Like footy's and soccer's good because training
Team.
as a group. Whereas you're out on the road by yourself,
Yeah.
you can't do anything. Like it's just you on the road. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like, well, when you're like at high school, it's like you're sort of just on the go like all the time. Because like
It's true.
because like even when I was in high school, there would be times where I was doing like three at one stage, even four, like three sports at one time. Like I was
Yeah. Well, you're on
like
footy, basketball.
basketball, and there was one time where I did even a little bit of rowing, and like that
That's
was
right. What
yeah.
year was that? Is that year 10, 11?
Nine.
maybe even
Was it nine?
less, 8 or 9,
Yeah,
because I was
I
with
think they had a rule where you couldn't start like
Oh.
competing till year 9 or
That's-
something.
that's right.
I was so scrawny. I remember seeing like a photo. I was so thin.
Skinny boy.
Yeah, I did it with Daniel Fairhurst, Sam
Oh, yeah.
Carr, and Talbot. Connor Talbot.
They're
Tavis.
they're all big boys too.
Yeah. All right. We'll jump to a quick ad break and we'll be right back.
Just want to say a quick shout out to our two brands, RKLS and Vintage Zip. You can find all of their items on our website, rklsclothing.com, or follow them on Instagram at rkls.clothing and at Vintage Zip.
And make sure to follow the Ear Motel by subscribing on YouTube or following on Spotify or Apple Podcasts to stay up to date to all the latest episodes. So let's get straight back into this episode.
That's a good sound.
That's traditional.
That was a loud one too.
Yeah, it was pretty loud. It's pretty good, definitely.
What do you
I
reckon is
thi-
better, Pepsi Max or Pepsi Max Vanilla?
Um.
Pepsi Max or Pepsi Max Vanilla?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's
Pepsi
a
Max
tough.
Vanilla hits different.
Yeah, it
You
is good.
you are a big Pepsi Max fan?
Big fan, yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I like the vanilla flavor.
If it's on sale at Woolies when I walk past,
You can't
Yeah.
not get a slab.
that's going in my basket. That's going in my basket.
Oh, that's been one of the hardest things. Well, not hardest, but like, is since moving out, is like I can just sort of put put anything in the shopping basket.
Dangerous, isn't
It's
it?
very dangerous.
Don't have the limit.
We still trying to get that sponsor
Yeah,
because we go through them.
Oh no!
forget.
Imagine.
I know. One day.
Imagine.
One day. So I think we've just talked about you
Finishing athletics.
finishing athletics. Was there anything more
He took
in
took-
high
yeah.
school? That what?
Ooh. Yeah, I guess it was
So-
like the.
Because I feel like
So-
sometimes, even though
yeah.
we were in like a group together, like we
Yeah.
were in our group, but then there's sometimes where I feel like I didn't actually see you a whole lot in classes. I don't know if we were in. We were
Yeah,
in
we didn't
that
have
one
that
at the
many
back.
classes.
What was that? You know, the top corner. Is it the Sheen wing? Was it English? In like year 9 or 10 or something, like or 10.
I reckon we had a class together in year 11. We had like.
Yeah. Oh, we did have a.
I
few,
thought we had
actually.
English together in year 11.
Yeah, was it English at the top?
I reckon it was because we had the young teacher. I can't remember what her name is. She was really
I don't know.
nice. I
I
can't
don't
remember. Anyway, I reckon we had like that class together, but no
We
others.
didn't have too many.
Whereas I had a couple
With
classes with Aussie,
yeah.
which was good because
the smart too.
we like compete against each other. Like we're
In
trying to one up
academics.
each, which was
Yeah.
good because when I first like high school, because I already knew stuff,
Mm.
I like you get picked on for being smart,
Yeah.
which is the I could be wrong because I didn't go to high school in England, but I think it's the opposite. Not that I was cool because I was smart over there, but it was like if you were dumb,
You get more bullied for that.
yeah, you'd be
Pick
like,
on,
"Come
yeah.
on, brother! Like,
Yeah.
what are you
So,
doing?"
when I think of like English, it's either like people in England. It's like either people are like the real posh or like there's essays or whatever.
The
Yeah.
street man, roadman,
Roadman, yeah, Roadman.
roadman.
Top Boy?
Yeah,
You watch Top Boy?
yeah.
Yeah?
Season 3 just come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't
Yeah,
watched season 3.
I just finished it. Good season.
I haven't
Yeah?
watched it.
Yeah, great.
I've
season.
watched the first 2.
It's I think that's the last one.
Yeah.
The way it ends, all loose ends tied up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right.
But I know what you mean though, because that's like the generalization. It's either
Yeah.
you're posh or
Yeah.
you're not.
You're not.
Yeah.
But so
Which-
there is middle class, obviously.
Yeah, but I don't even think I can. I wouldn't even be able to tell you because I haven't lived there since
True.
2010,
Yeah.
and I don't know what it's like now.
Mm.
I'd love to go back over there
Yeah.
for
A while.
like a 6-month trip or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
That
want
would
to go
be
for a
good.
holiday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd do that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, holiday would be good, but just to live there for 6 months again, just to see what it's like.
Mm. What do you think you'd do over there?
Watch a hell of a lot of football.
Yeah.
Do you have a team?
Oh, Liverpool.
Do you watch
You'll
soccer
never walk
over here?
alone.
Do you watch the soccer?
A League.
Yeah.
AFL?
Or do you mean do I watch
Well,
Premier League
you-
from here?
in Australia
Yeah.
at your home, do you watch whatever it is?
I watch Premier. I watch Premier League.
Is that
I've
what's
never been
Premier?
able to get into
A League.
A League.
Premier
I don't
League's
know.
like the best league.
Yeah,
in
like the
England.
world? Oh,
Yeah, it's like the main
it's
one.
one of the big leagues in the world.
right.
Yeah.
Like compared to it, like
A
NBA
League's shit,
Wait, what?
is Premier League basically like NBA?
kind of.
Sort of, but it's different because NBA is like the pinnacle of the pinnacle, whereas
There's multiple.
there's
good-
multiple
Oh.
big leagues. So you got like the
Right.
English league, which is a Premier League.
Yeah.
You've got like the French league, which some people refer to as like the Farmers League, because it's not like there's not as much money in it or whatever, but it's still considered one of the big leagues in Europe.
Yeah.
That's called Ligue 1. And then you've got Serie A, which is Italy.
Yeah.
There's like a
That's a
German
big one.
league in
And
there.
then Bundesliga.
Yeah.
They're like the big ones.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, like Bundesliga, Serie A, and Premier League are probably where most of the money sort of
Yeah.
hovers around.
Yeah,
Right.
Not the A League.
No.
Nah.
So
Yeah.
is so how often would you watch the Premier League?
Live, not as often as I should, because it's on early hours of the morning, which is...
Yeah. I've been bad
Which is
lately
hard.
watching the Formula One.
When you said that, like,
I wa-
yes, how? I can't do it.
well, thankfully,
If I don't
like
go to bed at 10, I'm dead the next day.
somehow it's been
Well, the last
Working
one was
out
in
co-
Japan, so it was midday. So it
Yeah.
was good.
that was nearly one that I feel like I
Good
didn't,
race, too.
didn't have time to. I was doing something else, I think, but I know I ended up watching it.
Do you follow
But-
the footy now or no? 'Cause-
AFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, ish.
Ish.
Because did you watch the game yesterday?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we
We
watched
had-
it. Yeah, we watched
we
it.
How
had-
good was the game?
That
The
was a
grand final was
ripper game
It
of
was a
footy.
ripper game.
Crazy.
We had
No, thanks for the invite though.
we had a few people
See you
over.
later.
Well, I didn't fully know what we were going to do, and then we ended up going out. And
We went to that. Yeah, we went out.
to-
Not out though.
No, we went to.
Do you go out much?
Nah, I don't.
I don't think that's me either.
Nah, I don't think it's the same.
Nah.
But yeah, no,
I prefer a house party than the club.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went
I just
to.
want to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, vibe a little bit, but
Yeah.
We went to
Yeah, I know what you mean.
a big we went to a
we
very
went to
big
a
house.
bloody mansion.
Yeah, we went. Yeah, which was.
Yeah.
And
Very
none
odd.
of you took any photos to show me.
I actually didn't take any photos.
Yeah, that's a good point. We like as soon as we walked in, phones were on like the counter,
Yeah,
and then we were just like wandering around.
yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
I
get
got a house
lost
to-
almost?
I got a house tour.
yeah.
That was cool. They had a secret door.
Yeah. That's when you know you got a bit of money.
Yeah.
Secret doors.
That was
Yeah.
next level. Like
Yeah.
when I saw
Like,
it,
it
I'm
was
like,
a
you
pull
know,
up-
you know what it's gonna be, and then
Yeah.
they've got like all collector's items
Yeah.
like Star Wars memorabilia and
Yeah.
stuff.
It was literally
was
pull a book down
cool.
and the door opens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was sick. It was really cool.
but a good game of footy.
yeah,
Yeah. good.
Great, that was so close. Like such a
Yeah,
close game
Ben-
of footy.
Ben, who another friend that might have to get on the show. I think he actually wants to. He keeps saying
He
like
should. No, he should.
he actually keeps saying like
be
get me
funny.
on the show.
It'd be funny.
Yeah.
And he was bloody screaming. I was nearly telling him to have to quiet down. 'cause
Yeah, he was
the
going to
last
scare the
5
whole
minutes-
neighborhood.
The last 5 minutes of the game, he
Yeah, it
was
was crazy, wasn't it?
screaming
Because
because he went for Collingwood.
big old Benny's
Right.
decided he's a Pies fan.
Since
Well,
when?
I don't know when, but
don't
he says a couple of years.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Mm.
the jersey that he had on, it had the same sponsor, so I'm thinking it looks like it was nearly a this year type of
I probably would have been.
type of jersey. So
probably
I don't
would've
know.
been.
Little bandwagon.
But I
and-
don't
No,
know.
I think he actually has gone for it for a while.
Nah, because his partner Chloe has
Right.
always supported Pies,
yeah,
and so does her whole family. So I reckon he's been
Yeah.
been sucked in for that.
sucked in.
That's fair enough. Though.
Yeah,
Well, this
fair,
man
it's
got
fair
sucked into Richmond because all of us
Yeah.
mates went for Richmond.
And that same thing happened to Ben as well originally, wasn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But then I think Ben was like, "Oh, I didn't actually go for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I need to
But-
decide who I
Want
support."
to go for.
Yeah,
it's sort of what's sort of interesting is that in our group
Oh.
we have we have two friends that are like it's weird saying it, but like user from different countries.
yeah.
Like
NZ.
you're from the UK, and then he's from New Zealand.
That's pretty cool.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
I think all my friends are
just Aussies.
just Aussies.
That's
Yeah.
boring, mate.
Yeah.
That's boring.
Get a bit of culture in your life.
Yeah, sorry. So then, after high school,
After
you-
high school,
after
you took a year off.
had a gap year. Yeah, because as I said, when I went to schoolies, I had $400 to my name, even though I've been working for like 2 years. But that was a problem with working at a cafe. You can't
Oh,
work
yeah.
after school. Like
Yeah.
guys that have got like
Yeah.
jobs at Woolies and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect, because you can do a couple of hours after school, but I'd only be able to work on Saturday.
On the
Sunday.
weekend.
Did you want to get a different job, or you always wanted that?
As in after school, or
Yeah, or either at uni, I mean, at
Yeah,
uni or at school. So like,
sort of, but I was a bit.
I
I
know.
kind of liked it because I was like training, like race walking, or if I was running or whatever I was doing, I would do it straight after school.
Yeah,
So I probably couldn't
yeah.
Work anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'd spend like
Mm.
an hour and a half, 2 hours
Training.
out on the road.
So-
So,
So what'd you get up to for that year after?
so I was like, I need to make some money.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just work, put
Yep.
my head down and work.
Yep.
But I didn't do it the right way. Like that's one thing I do sort of regret. Like I worked and I got some money up, but it
Mm.
wasn't.
Crazy.
I didn't work as much as I wanted to work. So I was still working at Piper's.
Yeah.
So I sort of went almost full-time hours there
Yep.
at the start, and then they went into their quiet period during the winter.
Is
No.
this during? Would this? No, COVID wouldn't
Nah.
have started
No,
yet.
not yet. So we graduated
2016.
16, so 17.
17.
2017 would have been
Yep.
the gap year. And then I worked during the quiet period only like 2 days a week. So I'm like, I need to get another job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a job at cinema
The cinemas.
Oh, the region
for a little bit.
That's a pretty cool place to work.
It was all right, actually. It was good. And it was
Liv's
kind of boring.
Boring.
Liv's cousins own the region.
Here you go. That's something
Yeah,
cool
right.
to own.
Yeah.
Do you just eat popcorn and
No.
So I
soft
was
drink?
working in gold class.
Yeah.
So I was
Posh.
what do you call a person that takes people to their seat? I don't know what you call that.
Usher.
Usher.
Yeah.
Oi, funny story. I
Yeah.
ushered the Wiggles at the Wiggles concert one time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, here in Ballarat.
Was that recently or
Nah, years ago, a couple of years ago, yeah. On to you, sorry.
the extra cash?
Yeah, a little cat.
So that
Yeah.
was sort of that whole year.
Well, so I got the job at the movies and
How long did you do that for then? Not very
not long, only a couple of months.
Oh,
Like while it was quiet at Piper's, and then I started getting more hours.
so
And then that's when like I was coming out the back of glandular fever, and I definitely had chronic fatigue, but I didn't know it.
yeah.
So I was like, some weeks because I had the 2 jobs, and when it started picking up at Piper's, I was like, oh, I can't bugger off the other job. So I was working like some weeks like 6 days, but I was doing like double shifts some days. So I'd be starting at like
Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning at Piper's, and then finishing at 5, and then starting at 5:30 at the movies, working till 10:30.
That'd be a big money day, though.
It was good. It was good
Yeah.
for money, but it was like I was
Tired.
buggered.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Buggered.
what we were working for money wise when we were in high school is just ridiculous.
Is
Yeah,
it
the pay
actual
rate.
dollar amount?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dollar
Oh
amount
yeah.
is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Getting like, I don't know, I probably started on like $12 something an hour.
And
And
that's like, imagine if
50.
someone said to you, "I'll give you 12
I couldn't
bucks
To work for
for an
an
hour
hour.
of
I
labour."
wouldn't want
You'd be
it.
like,
I wouldn't,
Nah.
"Nah."
It's not worth it. I could
It's not.
literally try and walk down the street and find coins on the ground.
Exactly. I've had shit's bigger than $12. I reckon.
Yeah.
Like,
Like literally.
Yeah, I actually
Literally.
went back through the old page slips the other day, actually. No, I actually did. I actually scrolled all the way back
Yeah.
to find out what I was first on. It was like
Really?
$13, yeah.
Yeah, mate.
where was that at? Where was your first job?
I worked in a canteen at a basketball stadium.
There we go.
He's always worked through
I've
basketball.
always worked there.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
I've just worked in different spots of the
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the company.
Yeah.
Whereas I did 5 years at Macca's in
Yeah.
the drive.
That would have been
Fuck me.
Yeah. Okay.
That was ridiculous. It was just
And they paid peanuts.
yeah, they did, and
Oh,
they never
yeah.
paid weekend rates when I worked
Nah,
there.
because they've got like their own award or something.
Yeah, that's
don't
all changed now after I left.
Yeah?
Like a year after I
they? That'd
left.
be right.
Yeah, that would be
That'd be
right.
right.
That'd be right.
Yeah, I tried putting in complaints saying like I need to get back paid here, but that never came
Too
through. But
Yeah, I remember when I was working those 2 jobs, I think I was getting paid. Well, we would have been like 19, I think. I think I was
yeah,
getting paid nearly $20 an hour, probably,
yeah,
That's
which was
right, isn't it?
okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
which was okay. But yeah, I was weird because that year I was either not working much or I was working like 60.
So why did you regret it a little bit?
Because I wasn't for a
When you
period. I
weren't
wasn't
working.
working enough.
Yeah.
Because some weeks I was only working 2 days a week. And
What
I'm
would
like
you get up to then?
having a year off. Not much.
Not much.
Because I didn't have my license.
Yeah.
Mm.
That makes
So I
it
was at the
very-
mercy of
your parents.
my parents.
Yeah.
Like
And
sometimes I'd
that-
come in.
And did they find that hard because you like lived? Well, you would have been like nearly 20 minutes away from work.
Yeah, that was a struggle.
Yeah.
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 You didn't get a push bike?
Fucking
Nah, I
would've taken a
tried
while.
once.
Yeah.
Once. Yeah.
And it was like it was a hot day.
Uh,
And I got to work.
Sweating.
I was sweating.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't be doing this.
Yeah,
to
I
my
never li-
co-workers and stuff. Like I
Stinky.
would
I
have been a
used to
bit
hate
sour. Yeah.
sweating at high school.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
With the blue shirts.
I could never
remember
ride
that.
to
Like
school.
people would be doing these ones.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could never ride to school because the backpack would sweat.
Oh, then you get like the whole
Yeah.
back
The
would be
straps,
dripping.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was. Well,
Oh, yeah.
We'd bring that up on a podcast before about the sweaty.
Because
sweaty
the
shirts.
bags were that bloody heavy.
They
They
were
were
massive.
that big.
Yeah, imagine
You would've
remember
carried a
how
few
much
books.
stuff we had to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those bags are not normal bags.
No.
Like a school bag
They're
is like
school
a
bags.
They need to rethink. I don't because
It's-
nowadays do they even
Well,
have
Textbooks.
textbooks or do they
True.
just use iPads?
It's just iPads and
It's
laptops
iPads.
now.
I feel like I
'Cause that's
can't
nice.
read. I can't look through. Like I can't find the right page like quick enough. If I was like on an ebook,
yeah.
Yeah.
like I feel like I can flick through a real hard copy book, like a lot easier than.
Oh,
I prefer a hard copy book than a ebook.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would
don't-
not want to.
I like Command F. Find a
Yeah.
word.
Yeah,
That's good
yeah.
too,
If
like-
I'm reading a book, I
Yeah.
have to read paper
Yeah.
book. But I don't know. Like
but if I was
for
doing
uni, When you were at uni,
Yeah.
did you have physical textbooks?
Not well. Probably meant to, but no,
Yeah.
I never really bought any. There was only
They were like $200 each.
only the
Yeah, I
only
just
the
bought
few
one.
that you had to absolutely buy would I
Yeah.
ever buy.
Yeah.
I hardly had anything. But obviously made it through. Now, so was it after 1 year of being out and you had your gap year? Is that
Yeah.
when you figured out? When did you figure out that you wanted to go to uni?
Well, I always knew throughout high school I wanted to go to uni. That's why
Mm.
I like put work in
Yep.
in high school because I'm like, I just had the mindset of I need to get the best score possible.
Yeah. Give you most
So-
choices.
Yeah,
Most
exactly
choices,
right.
yeah.
Because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I decided I'll do a general course straight off the bat. So I went to Melbourne Uni and did a science degree, which
Mm.
at Melbourne Uni, that's all you can really do. Like they have like a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Biomedical Science. They're all like sort of general. They're not like specific.
Right.
And then you like go and do like a master's of something more specific.
Somewhere else or still at Melbourne?
You could go there, but the more you go up in years, the more you fine tune
Specific.
what you want to do.
Yeah, that's
So I was like, that'll give me. Then I can
More time.
decide.
Yeah.
And because I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have when I finished school, or even when I
Yeah.
was in school, you know, when you'd have like your
Mm.
those people that would talk to you about what you wanted
Mips.
to do. Yeah,
Mips.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I want to do.
I
Yeah.
was
Like, I have
so
no
like
I,
that
clue.
too.
I still don't know.
Yeah,
bro.
I still don't know
Yeah.
either.
Yeah. I know. Well,
Yeah.
bro, people used to always like one of the questions at either at uni or work colleagues sort of say like, "Oh, how did you get into nursing?"
Yeah,
And it's like, mate, I had no clue what I wanted to do in year 12, and I followed my friend. That's what I literally
see,
did.
I didn't know actually whether that was like what it was
Bro.
or
How I got into why I did nursing and paramedicine
yeah,
was because I didn't know what I wanted to do in year 12. Ozzy said he wanted to do nursing, and then I saw that ACU had nursing and paramedicine.
yeah,
I was like, paramedicine, that sounds like a cool job. And then that's why I applied for it. And then I got in, and then it was like a year or so after of doing para. I'm like, don't know if I should be doing this.
yeah. Did you have a bit of yet to step back and be like, oh, I've been doing this for a while now. Do I actually
think
want
it
to do this?
I think it was after 2 years,
Yeah,
and I was like,
4-year course.
for a 4-year course.
4-year course.
And
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But then I think it was just like, like talking to your parents, obviously, and you're like, oh, well, you're halfway
You
through.
might as well
yeah,
finish
true.
it.
But I'm glad that I've finished it, and like I've got like my job is, I don't like love it. Like it's just a job that pays for money, but like it's a pretty good, it's a good job. Like I get decent money,
Yeah,
and I get pretty good hours too.
true.
So
So that's the other thing with career. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many different narratives. Like, some people tell you got to follow your passion. You got to do exactly what you love, so you don't work a day in your life. All
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
type of stuff. Well, there's other people that are like, not more traditional, but they're like
Get
they
a
just
well-paid.
see, well, yeah, they just see a job as just pay,
yeah,
for example.
yeah,
And it's like you don't know which one to.
yeah.
To
People
follow.
Like,
telling you different stuff, and you don't
I-
know.
well, this is where I sort of feel like that I try to use, I want to try to use my currently the nursing job as
Yeah.
a way to fund, like to be able to do things like even just have this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking like going forward?
Going forward?
Career wise, do you think about your career going forward like 10
Prob-
years or
Probably
I don't
No.
think
5
he's
years.
smart enough to think that far
no?
ahead.
nah. I
Have a look at him.
That'll be a fair few Pepsi Maxes
Yeah.
down the road. Wouldn't
Nah.
done.
it? Oh, Jesus.
Unfortunately,
Excited.
I probably don't always.
Yeah.
I don't. I more try and see I like try and look in the future of like how my life is with like my family.
Yeah,
and friends?
That's good.
Whereas, but I should think more about like with work and stuff. But I don't know. I'm just at the moment. I'm just like in a comfortable place
Yeah,
with financially. I
yeah,
guess.
and with work and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm the opposite. I reckon I think too much about career.
Yeah.
That's good.
Could also be a good thing though.
but it's good and bad because I'll probably worry about it too much.
Mm.
So like coming off the back of uni, so I studied a science degree, and
So
then,
how many years were you at uni for?
So that was a 3-year course,
Yep.
but I did it over 3.5 years
Right.
because when COVID hit,
I feel like where did those years go?
oh, literally, because when COVID hit, it was my 3rd year, so
Yeah.
I underloaded. So I did
Yeah.
instead of doing 4 subjects for a semester, I did 3.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
the 4th year, I only did 2 subjects in that last semester.
Yep.
Because I was like, it's online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't have to travel to go in because I'd have to travel back and forth to uni, which was
How'd you get there on the
another
train?
thing. Yeah, train. Because that way I could study. Like, I did have my license at that point, but I was like, I don't want to drive to and from. It's expensive.
Oh, bloody earth. Did you catch the train a bit?
Yeah, train was like most days, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it was because you can study on the train
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
want to. Whether I did or not,
You
I
didn't.
fell asleep.
You didn't. Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be tough doing traveling on the train.
It was
Like,
draining.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish like if I had the money,
Yeah.
I would have loved to stay on campus.
Yeah. I feel like I would have loved to have
Yeah.
stayed on a campus.
Because
doing uni.
that just seems like
You're experiencing the whole uni.
it's like
vibe.
a proper experience. Whereas
Yeah.
I don't think I got the social aspect of uni
Same.
because I was traveling to and from.
Mm.
I'd get in my first year. I'd get invited to parties and stuff. I wouldn't go because I'm like,
It was
well,
in Melbourne.
where am I going to stay?
Yeah.
How am I getting home?
You just think about
It was
that
just
later.
like it was just too hard. I'm like, I'm just going to go home. I'm just going
Yeah.
to catch the train back.
Yeah.
So I didn't really make that many mates
Yeah.
at uni
That-
for that reason.
And that was sort of similar to me because
Yeah.
like I did uni in my hometown, so like I just lived at home,
True.
and then it's
And
like
you had Aussie too, so I was like
we were
Just
already
hang out with him.
close,
comfortable, right?
and
Yeah.
yeah. Whereas like other people in our course were like either on res and stuff, so they always were like living together,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they built obviously connections
yeah,
and
100%.
relationships.
I was a little different because I went to college in America for a year.
I
So
want to hear about that. Have you spoke about that much on the potty?
I mean,
Here and there.
but because I kind of did get to experience that living on campus because
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
student, because in America you just kind of have to. Well, at the school I was,
See, I don't understand
yeah.
the college or uni
Well, it's
system in
just-
America.
Well,
But
just think of it as like uni here,
yeah,
but half the students play for sport for the college, like for the uni.
and study at
And-
the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And everyone lives on the campus,
That's
and
intense.
eats there and hangs out, has parties on the campus.
So is it like one accommodation block for the whole uni, or how's that work?
There's like different houses, and there was like frat houses, and
That's one thing I don't understand.
Yeah,
So for like at Melbourne Uni, you could stay on campus, but there was different colleges that you stayed at the uni.
yeah,
That makes I don't know whether that's the same as
yeah.
what
It's
the US
yeah,
do,
it's
but
similar. There was just different. We called them holes,
Oh,
like
holes, okay.
holes.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just different buildings,
Buildings,
just
yeah.
different buildings
Yeah,
on
okay.
like the property,
yeah,
and then like the freshmen or the first years
yeah.
would stay in one, the second years would stay in another.
Okay.
And
So
then,
how did you? Were you went over there as a freshman
yeah,
first year?
yeah.
Okay.
So that was cool. Staying there with a room with one other person.
Yeah.
So like we became mates and that. But coming back now here as now I'm technically a mature age student.
Oh, how many?
Yeah.
Well, how long do you have to?
I think it's
be?
2.
Oh, only 2. And
It's
then
only
you're
2.
classified as
Yeah, because you
mature.
don't need your
Really?
ATAR anymore. Yeah.
Ah.
So I don't have my schoolmates, my high school mates here.
Mm.
So I kind of have to make new friends
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
like
yeah.
group projects and that.
Which can be tough.
Oh, yeah. But
Oh.
I think I'm an outgoing person that likes to chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
But
But
yeah,
when you were over in the US,
yeah.
how did that? Did it take a while to get
Friends?
used to, or was like because everyone's in the same situation, you're all in the deep end,
Well,
like you just
I know
got to
I've loved
sink
him.
or
He's an
sink or
Aussie.
swim.
Aussie
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah, true.
Well, when I was picked up at the airport from my coach,
Yep.
And there was a Brazilian kid in the car that also got picked up the same night.
Yeah, right.
So we instantly became friends.
Eric.
Eric.
Do you
Eric.
speak
I
good
know.
English?
Not,
No?
not at
No?
the start of the year. No. He was like,
So he was basketball.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
So we instantly became friends because we rocked up at the school at like 3 a.m. that night, and we were like unpacking our bags, setting up our beds, and we were just like, "Where the fuck are we?
no
Yeah,
Like,
man.
where are we? We're in a different
That would
country."
have been so surreal. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Well-
instantly became best friends.
So was everyone already there at the hall?
We got there
Would you get there before people?
2 days before everyone.
That's good.
Yeah.
A bit of,
Yeah.
well, a bit acclimatized, maybe.
Yeah.
But well, I don't know how much you want to get into it, but like there was definitely times where you found it like tough at times.
Yeah.
Living over there.
Yeah, there
from
was
family.
times where I was like crying on the phone,
Yeah.
like homesick.
Yeah. That doesn't. I reckon I'd be the exact same. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you're like surrounded by everybody. Well, the thing for me, I reckon, like, how do you switch off?
Mm.
Did you feel like you had to be on all the time?
Oh.
Or did you get
Can't-
time by
I think-
yourself?
No, you never really got time by
Yeah.
yourself because you always have a roommate. You don't have your own room.
Yeah.
which is hard. But I don't know. I think because everyone really played sport, everyone's buggered after they train and that.
Yeah.
so like
you're
you want
always
your share and then you want to
sitting
go to
there.
bed.
Yeah. Okay.
But a lot of them were gamers, so you could hear them
Yeah.
up on the game late at night just yelling and
Shout.
stuff.
Played
Oh, no.
NBA 2K or something.
Oh, more, yeah, like Fortnite and stuff. And then there were some losers that would just run up the holes, just
What?
making them. Yeah, they're just like, I don't know. It was weird, just running up the holes, acting a fool.
Yeah. Right. So when you were over there, like, you're obviously surrounded by everyone. Like, you made a good group of mates, but it's like,
Well, because I was on the basketball team, you
Yeah.
instantly have a couple mates because
Yeah.
they're in the basketball. And luckily, there was another kid from Melbourne on the team.
yeah, right.
It was so that made it so much easier that
Yeah.
there was another Aussie there, especially from Melbourne. We had so many similarities.
Yeah.
Like we know.
Similar upbringing ish.
Yeah,
Or you
yeah.
just you didn't have commonalities, right?
Yeah, and like when you needed someone to lean on, kind of thing. He was
Yeah.
there.
And it's good you've stayed like close
Yeah.
as well.
Like, we
That's
you
still-
didn't
'cause
see
he-
each other when
He's gone back for he's now in his 4th year there,
Wow,
and we still chat like every day.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
really,
It's
all
a-
every day. I
yeah.
knew you were like close. Well, kept in
Oh,
touch,
no-
but I didn't know.
Yeah.
how
So,
much.
did you only just spend 1 year there?
Yeah, just 1 year.
Yeah.
Well, 8 months.
8 months.
I broke my ankle there in basketball
Shit.
training, so ended up
Well, you came back and
coming
had
back
surgery
a month
here.
earlier
Yeah.
to have surgery here, and then
Yeah.
I never went back. So I just play basketball here now and got a job, and then started
The Ear
going
Motel.
the Ear
There we
Motel,
go.
and then started going to uni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, was there a conscious decision not to go back over there? Like, it was like I can't do any more of that, or it's like, well, I'm not going to be over there because I can't play basketball because I've just broke my ankle.
Nah, it was maybe, I don't know. It was
Life
just,
situations.
yeah, like having a girlfriend and
Yeah.
getting a job, like earning money is pretty good. Like,
When you start, how good is
Yeah.
money?
when you start
Yeah,
like
but then when
earning
you
and
you start
saving
earning money,
money,
you're like,
and you feel like you can't go back to not earning money.
100%.
So like that was hard, and then
So what do people do
over there,
over there? Do they
Well,
work
yeah.
whilst at uni, or how does?
People
because
fund it.
you can't.
What's that?
How they fund
Yeah.
living there.
Is just they all have rich parents and
Well, as an international student, you can't get a job in America.
okay.
You can
Just
only work
working
on the
visa and stuff.
campus. Yeah, you can't
Okay.
get a work. You have to have a contract,
Yeah.
a work contract to get to work there. But
Okay.
I don't know. You have to the only place you can work is on campus. My mate, the Aussie, had a funny story actually. He was a
Yeah.
tutor
Okay.
and
Tudor.
a tutor, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can clock on to get paid, but it doesn't matter how many people come and see you. You could have 0 people come see you, but you still get paid because you
Oh, yeah.
clocked on. So he'd go.
That's unreal.
He'd go at like 10 p.m.
I was gonna joke and say that.
He'd go at 10 p.m. Go do his homework or watch some NBA. Clock off.
It's unreal.
Hopefully they're not listening, but if they are, well, good on him.
Maybe there
Side
was
hustle.
someone that needed to come at that time, and he was
Oh.
there.
He was there.
He was there.
He was
Exactly
He was
right.
offering.
There's people that
Yeah.
that work better at that time.
Yeah, but kind of coming back to the uni here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no social life at all. Like I just
It's in
drive.
here.
Yeah, I just drive to class,
Yeah.
stay there for 2 hours, and then drive
And back.
home or back to
Yeah.
work.
So what are you studying now?
Business.
Business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you study? The
So
science.
I studied science, and then
Yeah.
after it, I wanted to do medicine. Was my thing. I wanted to do medicine.
A doctor.
Yeah.
It's
So,
interesting that like,
Dr.
So-
Darlow.
Dr. Darlow.
Did you ever?
Could have maybe been it, but so this like, so I did my 3.5 years of my undergrad, and medicine was always like, I don't know, like in the back of my head, even when I was in high school, I was like, oh, it'd be good if I could be a doctor. Like that'd be awesome. Like I'm thinking of the money,
I
like,
would never want to be a doctor,
the
knowing that because I deal
like
with
the
them now.
prestige, and
Yeah, the
also
prestige
like
is cool.
meaningful job. Like
Yeah.
you're doing you're
lot.
doing good for the community, right?
Yeah,
It was always the back of my head, and I didn't think it would ever be like a realistic goal because
Mm.
I was like, I'm never smart enough for that. Like, you
Mm.
got to be like
Uh,
upper
Yeah.
echelon.
Yeah. Like really
Yeah.
smart.
yeah.
So I was like, nah. And then as I got through uni, like I didn't know how smart I was going to be when I got to uni. Like coming from like a public school, Ballarat, like you don't know how you're going to match up to. So
Right.
Melbourne Uni generally attracts mostly private school.
Yeah.
International students.
A lot of international students, yeah.
Mm.
But the ones that are local, like they're all super smart.
Yeah.
Like they're all very switched on. They've all got like mostly 90 plus ATARs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which you can argue that if that actually equates to how intelligent you are, and not a different story. But
That's very true.
Yeah.
like, so I made mates pretty quickly with two guys, like so Nick and Christian, and they both got like 98 ATARs or something, 97,
Yeah.
98,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm in the shitter here, and like, and then after like the first semester, I was getting better scores than them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it doesn't matter that I got an 87 ATAR. Like I'm on the same level as these guys.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, oh, maybe I could be a doctor. So I was like, I was looking up how to do it, and you've got to do an exam, which is called the GAMSAT.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that stands for, but it's like a whole group of tests,
Yeah.
a big day of testing
Yeah.
that people study months and months for prior,
Yeah.
and they do it 2 times a year, and you have to sit like either in March or September or wherever it is. So I did one of them, and I did okay the first time I sat it, but I didn't study for it at all. Like it's not one that you need to study. You
Yeah.
need to study for.
Because is there like nothing you can really to prep yourself
Yeah.
for it?
So there's like, this is a couple of years ago that I studied for it, but like there's one section where it's like your sciences, but they mostly just testing your problem solving. They're not
Yeah.
actually testing like,
Your book knowledge.
yeah, how well you can remember a certain theory, or
Yeah.
it's how well you can read a passage about like scientific stuff, and then
Get information out
get
from all-
information out of that, and then
Yeah.
so there's like elements of chemistry, physics, and biology in it, and you
Mm.
need to know like the basics.
That's
But they say it's only like first year uni level.
Right.
So I did okay at the science bit, but then there's like other parts. I can't even remember the first. Like there's 3 sections. The first and second section. One of them, the first one's like you read like poems, and you have to like answer questions about
Mm.
what emotion it was portraying and stuff.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
found that hard.
Yeah.
And then the
That's
second
interesting.
section is you have to write 2 essays in an hour. That's hard.
2 essays in an hour. I'm
Yeah.
so slow.
I'm a poor speller as well.
When I was like practicing for the essay stuff,
That just
I'd knock down 1 essay in an hour, and I'd be like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I had to do double that. So you have to do 1 essay in half an hour. And if you go over a little bit, like, so when I first did it, I spent probably 35 minutes, nearly 40 minutes on the first essay. You should have seen how quickly I was like
Right.
scribbling down that second essay. So I didn't do too well.
I feel,
Overall, I did okay at the first one, but I had to
Mm.
do it again. There was no
Mm.
way I was getting in
With that.
with that score. And then I did it the second time, and I got a good score. Like I got 90th percentile, I think.
So you're smart.
Is it-
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
So
I got
those
90th
glasses
percentile
are
for that.
real.
They're real.
They're prescription. They're prescription.
They
yeah.
are prescription.
Yeah. And then I applied. You have to apply to like a you know, when you apply for unis, you apply to like VTAC or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's the same for medical schools across Australia. You apply to a main body,
Yeah.
then they put your applications out to different schools, like medical schools. And I put my first preference as Melbourne Uni. And I got an interview for Melbourne Uni. And I did the interview, and it was during COVID, and you couldn't go in person,
So it was online.
and it was
interview.
online. And I expected someone to be on the other side, but it wasn't that. They popped up a question. You had 5 seconds, and then it records you for 30 seconds. That was the interview.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it was like a whole, they called it like MMI, multiple mini interviews.
Yeah, that's
And
shit.
each different like interview was like a different sort of topic. And it was all about, one section would be like rural health.
Yeah.
One section would be like Indigenous health. It'd be different like sections. So you'd have to sort of study for each section.
When you
Mm.
like talk about that, I feel like life shouldn't be like that.
Oh, it was full on.
Like,
And I did not do well at the interview. Like
Nah.
No.
D-
they give you your results, but not for like months and months after
Mm.
it. So I got rejected. Like I didn't get in
Mm.
to Melbourne Uni, and I was like, well, I don't want to move anywhere
else. Yeah.
else. So I'm either going to Melbourne Uni or I'm not going anywhere.
Mm.
And I didn't get in, so I was like, I had to rethink what I wanted to do.
so when were you living in the share house
Ooh, that I think
in Ballarat?
we moved out right before COVID.
Because you were
Yeah.
living with
So that would have
Ozzy
been my last year of uni.
and Josh. So you were
Yeah.
at uni.
Yeah, so last year of
Hmm.
uni, I think it was. Yeah, just before COVID. Like we moved in Feb 2020
What was the reasoning to do? Because I didn't come.
to move out.
Yeah,
There was thought. Did you consider it?
I probably didn't
We
have enough
asked
money.
you.
I think
Yeah,
I
because we
remember
were talking
talking
to you
about
about it, but you were just like, nah, I'm comfortable, like
Yeah,
saving good money whilst living at home.
trying to.
Whereas that was like part of me was thinking that, but I'm like,
You want to just
experience
get
some
out.
stuff.
yeah, like obviously you love your parents and stuff,
Yeah.
but there's a time where you
Wanted
know,
to
you
live.
want to do your own thing and you want to have that independence. And I almost wanted to prove to myself that I could go
Live
and
by
live
your own.
out of
on
home.
my own
Yeah,
and live with mates as well. Like I wanted to live with other people
yeah.
that were similar age, doing similar stuff.
And what did you sort of like think about when you like were living in that house? Like, how different was it to like when you lived at home as well as
A bit
Like
of a
we-
shock to the system when you first move out.
yeah,
Doing your own washing.
Yeah,
Uh,
cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking. That
Yeah.
was I take after my dad. I could only cook a select few dishes.
yeah,
Cook them
Um,
well,
yeah,
but they were on rotation
yeah.
a lot,
Yeah.
a lot. And I'd make like big batches of them.
Rice.
So they
And
last
freeze
a
them.
while.
I think he was
freeze
a
them
big
down.
rice guy, weren't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love rice. Rice and pasta. Every dish has got to have rice or pasta. It's not a dish if it doesn't have rice or pasta. So I'd have like my partner Kat will laugh at this, but chili con carne was like my go-to. We'd have like this massive like pot, and I'd like just fill it up, and there'd be like 3 kilos of it, and I'd all
3 kilos.
yeah, and
So
I'd
that-
all freeze it down, and we had this freezer in the garage,
Big
which is like
garage.
full
Yeah.
of all of our like frozen down food. And every time she'd come over, I'm like, "What do you want for dinner?"
Go to the
Chili
freezer.
con carne. My shout tonight. So it was odd. It was a bit of a shock to the system because you don't know what you're going to be like when you move out, right?
Yeah.
And it's also the dynamic with your housemates.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't-
know whether you
you-
found this like living with
another person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to figure each other out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What you
Who-
can and can't say.
How
to the
long?
other person.
How long were you in that house for?
Yeah, we just did a year.
Yeah.
So that would have been what, in 2019?
So 2020, I think
Twenty-
I think
Was
I
it-
think it was the start of 2020.
Or maybe it
I
was
think.
2020 because that's the year that I finished. So it would have been 2020.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it always the plan to just do a year, just to
Well, it was
see
the
how it was?
Oh,
I think that was the last year we had of uni.
sort of.
So
What's that?
it was our last year of uni, mate, Ozzy and I's. So he was probably thinking he was just doing a year. But
Was it last year? Because I swear I remember Ozzy coming home from work. So I've gone thinking about it. I reckon it actually was 2021.
maybe.
Because I think there was a bit of lockdown, and I must have still been living with mum and dad. So it must have been 2021 we moved out.
Yeah.
I want to say. 'Cause
It's-
that would
I
make
don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
but
Because that would make sense. Because you would have finished
Yeah.
uni 2020, and because Ozzy was definitely
maybe.
working as a nurse. and
Where was
Yeah, I
the
think
house at?
it was in Brown Hill.
Good spot.
It was a good spot.
Dude's Road.
It was Dudes Road. 1, 2, 3 Dudes. Yeah. No, it was good. It was good. Like it was
Good
good.
address.
It was a cool house.
It was
Well,
a cool
it was
house. Like it
old.
was a little bit older,
Yeah.
but it was
So what you were
it was
doing.
big, and the rooms were good,
Yeah.
and it was like
Just three of yous?
nah.
So-
So there was Josh, Ozzy, Grace, and I.
Yeah.
And then Grace, so she lived with us for about probably 8 months, 6 to 8 months, and then she got a partner and then moved out with him because he bought his own house.
Yeah.
So then it was just the three boys.
Mm.
Um,
And
It
did
was
Josh
good.
move out?
nah, he finished the lease with us and everything.
Right.
But I don't like. We were sort of and ahhing whether to
Yeah.
keep it going,
Yeah.
but Ozzy was sort of looking at trying to buy his own house, and
Mm.
Josh was thinking. I think he always thought he was going to end up in Melbourne,
Mm.
so he was like, he was pretty set on moving to Melbourne. So we were just like, well, like I
So did you
I was
all?
with Kat, and I was like,
When did you meet Kat?
I met Kat 2020. That's
2020.
right.
Yeah. Right.
2020 in November.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
I met her in August and then started dating
Yeah.
November.
Yeah. Right.
So it's nearly 3 years.
Cool. No, you're coming up close to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it was good living with the boys. It was a good experience, like going from living
Yeah.
at home to living
Mm.
with a group of boys. Like you got to figure each other out. Like
Yeah.
I think Ozzy and I butted heads a little bit at the start
Yeah.
because he's more of a clean freak than I am.
Yeah.
He would say that as
Yeah.
well. Like,
Yes, definitely.
yeah.
I remember.
He
him
likes
saying-
his stuff the way he likes it,
Yeah.
and I was like,
You're
I
like,
didn't agree.
Yeah.
At the start, like you just have to figure
Yeah.
out where.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And where you at now? It's still in that same house in Geelong?
Yeah.
So,
So I moved down to Geelong.
yeah, where did you move out of after there? Did you go straight to Geelong or not?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Kat and I, we wanted to move in together afterwards. I was like, that's the most logical next step.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Wait,
I
so-
love doing a share house, but who are we going to move out with?
So, wait. So how long have you been living together then? So you've been living together.
Since nearly 2 years.
Shit, yeah. Because I've only been living with Liv for like now 5 months or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. And
Yeah,
we've
nearly
been
2
going
years.
out together like 6 months longer than you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you find, like,
I
first moving in with your partner?
we
Because
got,
that's different altogether. Like, obviously, you don't have the experience of
I
living
think
with a housemate, but it's
we
completely
got
different.
we got along. I think we were able to like get along really well,
Yeah.
and like I don't think we really had like any issues or anything really.
You guys didn't have that
Well,
stage where
maybe-
you butt heads a little bit, or
No, not really. I think
maybe still a honeymoon
Uh,
phase or something.
nah. No, maybe we still maybe slightly here and there with like little either cleaning things or cooking things.
That's
and
probably
stuff.
just natural, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two different people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, exactly right. And that's what do you guys do? Like, how do you
Food or clean? What
like
do you
cooking or cleaning? Like, who
mean?
does
we
who does
Who
that?
cooks, who cleans, or
Yeah.
is it both and both? or-
Well, we do both and
Mm.
both.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know. Liv probably cleans more than me.
Yeah.
And then cooking wise, I don't know. I'd say we're pretty even, like half
Pretty
and
fitty
half.
fitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I do, and it's not as much as probably inside, but like I do a lot of like some gardening stuff out, like the lawns and
That's
getting
good.
on top of like the roof and stuff, like
Yeah.
cleaning out gutters and stuff, and
Yeah.
and
Because it's
digging,
it's
you know.
hard, like living with a partner, trying to figure out who does what,
Yeah.
and then like trying to be
You don't want to
like
step on any
courteous
toes.
of the other
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
but you got to.
But you don't want to take
Yeah.
everything on. But
yeah, exactly,
Well, I think that's just sort of thing about trying to have like open communication,
100%.
and so like and trying to be able to like effectively communicate without getting into like
arguments.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because that's sort of like what me and Liv and I was sort of like talking about this recently. Because sometimes you can get like a bit short with each other. Because you like
yeah.
you
Well, you're
think
around
the
each
other
other all the time as well.
yeah.
Like it's
because you think the other person knows exactly what you're thinking,
yeah.
and then
You don't.
they don't. Yeah,
Or sometimes you expect them to know what
To-
you're
Yeah.
thinking.
yeah,
That's unfair.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
So
you're your own person.
yeah, so I think it's just like trying to communicate effectively.
100%. Yeah.
So Geelong, good spot.
it's a great spot.
Yeah,
It's a
Cat
great
and I-
house as well.
they've got a nice
It's
house.
It's a
It's
nice
nice
house.
house.
Yeah.
Like we got really lucky. Like when we
Bathrooms are
only
massive.
decided not last minute that we're moving to Geelong because Kat was sort of playing around with the idea. She wanted to move back closer to family.
Yeah,
So she
grew
from
up-
there,
she's-
yeah.
Yeah, grew up in Geelong, so her mum and dad are down there.
I had you met her on a night at a house party or
No,
night
so
out?
she came up here to do uni, so that's why she moved up here.
Right,
And then we
friend
met
of
on
a friend.
Tinder.
Oh,
There you
Yeah,
go.
There you go.
yeah, Tinder love story.
Shoosh.
Yeah,
never been on Tinder
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
Anyway.
Tinder's all right.
Anyway, Geelong.
Yeah,
You've lived there for how many years?
nearly 2 years now, so a year and a half. So the lease ends in Feb or March.
Yep.
But we were like, let's move down there. I wanted to experience living. I know I'm from the UK, but all I remember is Ballarat. So I wanted to experience living somewhere else.
Yeah,
And it was good.
yeah.
Like it's a good spot. You got the beach like half an hour away, which is perfect. The house is nice. Like we
Yeah.
got really lucky.
yeah,
It all happened within like a week.
yeah.
We
Right.
got that house.
Do you feel like after living there for a while, it's like it doesn't make a difference to like your life in terms of like, because like some people like say, I want to move to Geelong to get like that beach life sort of thing, or just like, but then once you're actually like living in the area, it's just like it's just another town, like it's just another city.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that was like pretty early on we figured that out.
Yeah,
Or I figured that out. I didn't know what it was going to be like moving away, and we obviously had her family down there, but we didn't have a
Yeah.
big network of friends.
Yeah, how's that? Like, because most of your friends here in Ballarat. Yeah, what's that like being away from them?
That was hard.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was trying to pretend that I wasn't, like
Yeah.
the first 6 months to a year. I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, we've got people down here. Like, we had a group that we hung out with for a little bit. And then, like, Kat's best mate, Nikki, like, we'd hang out with her and, like, her partner, which was great. But it, like Nikki, different. Like, I love Nikki. But the group that we were hanging out with, like, it was good, but they just weren't my people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I appreciated hanging out with them, and they were good guys, like good group of guys, but just didn't click with them like mates up here. So
I feel like it's really hard to make like a genuine connection with someone like out of high school.
it's
It
hard to
is
make
really,
friends as adults.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But like,
I think
like
it's
a-
because
like
you
a-
don't spend as much
honestly.
time as you did every single day at
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
that
You
would
just-
have to be
that's
it.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It'd have to be it because like the people that you met in high school, it's like you can literally like not see them for like 6 months
Yeah.
or
Even
longer, a
longer.
year.
Yeah.
And it's like you
Just
can like
let-
literally the next time you see them, everything's fucking great.
Yeah.
I think that's a guy thing as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
It could not be, but I think that's a guy thing. Like, guys can not mess each other for a year. They'll see each other, be like the same,
Yeah.
Yeah.
be like the exact same.
Which
So when we were down
maybe
there,
we
like, it
take
was
for
good.
granted.
Yeah, it's true. So when like we were down there for a little bit, and I was like, started getting like a little bit lonely. Like, weren't seeing mates as much as I should have. probably not reaching out to mates either because I was just like, you're down in the
Yeah.
dumps.
Or
You're not really
working.
like,
Like you're just going through day by day.
you're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it just slowly built up. I was like, you need to see mates. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I had a bit of a realization. You're like, oh, life's not all about
Money.
money and work and
Yeah.
career. Like, I'd give that a lot of thought, but
You need to
the
make
relationships. Like, you got
experiences. Yeah.
Um,
Making
so that's-
memories.
100%. So that's where we were like, maybe we just come back up to Ballarat.
Yes, that's the plan now.
That's the move, is it?
Yeah. So people talk shit about Ballarat as a
I know.
place.
No.
But-
I don't- it's one of like isn't
I
it like one of
like
the
it.
biggest like regional.
yeah, it's
cities in-
the
or
it goes
in
Melbourne,
Australia?
Geelong. Oh,
No, I'm talking like
Australia.
Melbourne, Geelong,
Ballarat.
then Bendigo, then
Nah, I think
Ballarat.
it's- is it?
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know. They're pretty
I don't
similar.
know. Bendigo and Ballarat are pretty much the exact same, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly.
Bendigo's
it's-
a bit warmer.
Yeah, a little bit.
true. Yeah, true. But Ballarat's good. Like
Yeah.
all my mates are here.
Mm.
Mum and daddy here. My sister's here. So we got that good network as well.
Yeah.
And Kat, all my friends are her friends. Like
Yeah.
that's how it works. She's got my mum and dad up here, who she's close to, and it's only an hour away.
Yeah. So you're no longer a barista now. You're no
No.
longer a med student. What are you
That's
doing
right.
with yourself now?
Dropkick. No. So when we went down to Geelong, I was like, I don't know what to do. I was lost. I was like, I don't know what to do in my career.
Yeah.
And I checked out. I wanted to be a doctor even before I had the interview. I reckon I was like, I can't do that. I don't want to be working. I don't want to be doing 4 years of intense study just to be like the bottom of the pile, working 100-hour weeks,
Bro.
having no social life,
Doctors
being
work
worked thin.
crazy hours
Yeah,
and they're
exactly.
super stressed.
Exactly. I'm like, I do not want that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I actually had a conversation like when I was a barista before I left for Geelong, like where I used to work. So after Pipers, I worked at Johnny Alou, which is opposite the hospital. And doctors would come in and you'd have a chat to them while you're making their coffee or whatever. And one of the guys, I sort of expressed that I was sort of interested. And I had a good chat to him and he was like, would I tell my son to do it
And he said
when
no.
he grows older? And he's like, no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish that on him. And that
Yeah,
was
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like if he's a doctor, he's a GP now, so it's
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
Like
Intense.
and his hours are more controlled and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, nah, I wouldn't wish that on my son.
Because I
wouldn't want him
think
to
you
do
have
that."
to like go through like different types of different like parts in the medical field as a doctor
Yeah.
to like get to a point of being a GP.
Oh,
and, like-
100%. And you have to
Yeah.
do further study on top of med school.
Bit of
Yeah,
studying involved.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I was like, I can't do that. And then so when I moved down to Geelong, I was like, I'll just be a barista for a little bit and figure out what I want to do. And then a job popped up on Seek to be a sales rep for a milk company, still in the coffee industry. And I was like, that's perfect. Like I said to myself, I wanted to learn sales because that's a good life skill to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
bloody-
whatever career I go on to do, like sales is always going to be a good thing.
Bloody oath.
Like sales and marketing are like universal to so many things.
Anything,
Like
yeah.
even you guys with the podcast, like you got to market it yourselves and
Literally.
like you always got to
100%.
sell it to people, right?
Yeah.
For them to listen to it. So I was like, I want to learn that. So I just applied not thinking that I'd get it. I was like, oh, it's just a stab in the dark. Because not to downplay being a barista, but I was like, oh, I'm just a barista. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have any previous sales experience or anything like that. And I interviewed really well, and the company I'd had a bit of an attachment to anyway, because I'd drunk their milk and had used it at every cafe I'd worked at, and if they didn't, I'd get them to switch to it.
Yeah, right.
So I was pretty much like,
Already doing it for him.
yeah, pretty much. So I applied and took a while, like the process to get the job took 3 months to do all the interview process and whatnot. And yeah, got the job. So
What year was this? 2022
this was.
last year?
I
maybe?
started pretty much this time last year.
Yeah, right. So you're
Yeah.
almost coming up on like a year now.
Yeah, I just ticked over a year.
And so obviously
Yeah.
have being a barista, but then going into selling milk,
Yeah.
like, do you find it difficult?
I did initially, like, it was because it's weird. Like, you go, I was used to being the one behind the bar, behind the coffee machine, but I was like
Yeah.
flipped
Yeah.
around. I was a person talking to the barista, trying to sell them on
Yeah.
the milk or the brand.
Because
'Cause it's not just the milk sometimes. You're selling them on the whole brand.
Yeah.
Like, and what we can offer them. So
Yeah.
it was a learning curve at the
Yeah.
start because it's hard. Like, you
Like-
got to be very,
Did you almost feel like you were
Personable?
talking to yourself?
yeah,
Like-
almost, but I wanted to be that, but
Yeah.
I couldn't. Like,
Yeah.
because you almost go like into a mode.
To sales mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not as personable as I like to be
Or like going.
because you have like a front on
Yeah.
almost. So I'd walk into cafes and my job is just to talk to the manager or to the barista or whatever.
Mm.
And I always thought I was good at talking
Yeah.
to people. Like when I was behind the machine, I'd just make conversation with whoever. And I thought I was pretty good at talking to anybody. But it really tests you because
Yeah.
you're like the center of attention. Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
walking into a place that doesn't really
They
want
want
you
you.
there because you're
Yeah.
a salesperson.
Yeah.
They look at you like,
You're trying
what
to
are
take
you
our
doing?
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're trying to swap them off what they're already using and
Comfortable
they're
with,
comfortable
yeah.
with. Yeah, so it was like the sales part was hard
Yeah.
at the start, but then you just get more
Techniques.
comfortable with it,
Yeah.
and then sometimes I just find myself like, I just walk into a cafe, you just go on autopilot.
Yeah.
I'd walk out, I'd be like, I don't even know what I just said,
Yeah. Well, that's.
but it worked,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I did all right.
Mm. I remember you telling me when you're trying to talk to some people that are just so stubborn, and you're like, mate, just listen to what I'm saying because
Yeah, it's
our
hard.
deal is so much better than what
Oh,
you're on.
100%. I had to. That's one thing I've had to learn is like not getting too emotional with it
Yeah.
and taking it like personally. Like if a cafe owner doesn't want me there, then it's sometimes not me. It's just they don't want a salesperson. They just
it's
don't want to.
Yeah, it's not you. It's
It's not me. So I've
what
had
you-
like
yeah.
some cafe owners tell me, this is a nice way of saying it, like get out of my cafe. Like I don't want you here.
Yeah.
And you're like, I get back in the car. I'm like, right.
What did I do to deserve that?
Like, I'm like trying to nitpick what I was doing wrong, and so back to like the work stuff. Like it was a learning curve at the start. Like the sales stuff it's not easy. Like as pretty much a door-to-door salesman,
Yeah.
which isn't super common in like
The friendship.
Yeah.
like the world we live in today. Like people aren't really like door-to-door salesmen. They don't go like cold calling places.
Yeah.
It's mostly like
Online and
online, right?
Yeah.
Or if someone puts in like an expression of interest, then you call them. Like that's completely different to because they're already
they're
interested.
coming to you. You're trying to sell them something.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I've got to go and try and sell something that they don't even want
No.
some of the time.
Yeah, that's tough.
So that was tough.
You're trying to convince someone that they need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than them reaching out to you saying that they do need it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was like a little bit hard to get over, but the longer you do it, the more you get used to it. And there's always like, at the end of the day, I'm lucky. Like my job, I get paid to walk in and out of cafes, to drink coffee, to
Yeah.
talk to people.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good job.
Some interactions
Yeah.
are bad, some are good. And like if I convert a good cafe, like, or a good roaster, because that's one thing that I think is really cool about my job is I get to work with like these big coffee roasters that literally roast like tons of coffee a week and have probably like hundreds of cafes on their books.
Yeah.
And I switch the coffee roaster.
Yeah.
Then I can go into all those cafes that are using their coffee and be like, these guys are using our milk, brother.
Yeah.
Like, and it's
Mm.
it gives you it's cool
Yeah.
because you're talking to big guys.
Oh wait, so the cafe that roasts their own coffee. So you're trying to get
So
when you say the roaster? So obviously
Yeah.
that's the
the
people
people
who
that
are
roast the
roasting the
coffee.
beans, yeah.
So not every coffee roaster has their own flagship
cafe,
cafes,
right?
but some roasters will have like the roastery at the back
Right.
and then a cafe in
At
the
the
front.
Yep.
Like if you convert that cafe,
Yeah.
it's not easy to do because they've got so many
Stuff in place.
stuff in place, and they've got like
They've been
their
doing
quality control is next level. Like some
Yeah.
of these guys are super scientific about like everything they do,
Yeah.
including milk.
Yeah.
Like as
Because
People
milk would
think-
change the flavor of
well,
their
exactly
coffee.
right.
Yeah.
Like if you're having an espresso coffee, like what percentage of the drink is milk? Way more than the coffee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you got a bad milk,
Yeah.
it's going to reflect badly on their coffee. So they want a
Yeah.
good milk to pair with their coffee.
Yeah.
So trying to change the roast is a lot harder, but when you do it, it's like way more rewarding.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you can go into all their
That use
the
their
cafe-
coffee.
Cafes.
yeah.
So
yeah.
how do you find out like which cafes use those roasters?
So either just off the bat, like I'll just be
Wait.
walking into a cafe and I'll see straight away what coffee they use.
like
or
by
what
the bags. Or,
Yeah, by the bags they've
Yeah.
got up on the shelf or whatever, and I'll be like, oh, Proud Mary, they use all three of our milks, like our
Yeah.
oat, almond, and soy milk.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's an easy in.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
because
You
you've
know
got to
that
always
it
look at
will-
ways to be like,
To use.
Yeah.
oh, these guys use it. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of the time, like as a cafe, if you're using someone's coffee, like you look up to them, right? So if a cafe that's using Proud Mary coffee, which is some fucking awesome coffee, like,
Is this the one that you gave me the other day or a different?
yeah, when you were at my
Mate,
house,
he made me
yeah,
a ripper coffee the
yeah.
other day.
So they
I'm gonna have to head up there.
like they're a great roaster, like one of the best roasters in Melbourne. And if a cafe is using them, they look up to them as like,
yeah.
Gods.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. So if they're using it, then they're like, oh,
We should.
We want
Must-
our
it
our
must-
coffee to taste like this.
it must be
Yeah.
all right if they're using it.
Yeah.
So we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon as after I had that coffee, and I was like, this is one of the fucking best coffees I've ever had. The next two coffees, I've been sending them to Ross, and I'm like, look
Yeah.
what they're giving me. I'm going to put them on blast, GCs, and then also
Yeah.
Pipers. They've gone downhill since he worked there. They've
Can't take the
they've
credit.
rang me out coffee, and it's been spilt on the plate.
There
The
you
coffee
go.
spilt over the plate
That happens every now and then, but
twice in a row.
ooh.
He's not happy.
This
about
man's
it.
on blast.
and I feel like since I,
TripAdvisor, watch out.
and since I had yours, I feel like now I'm getting like burnt coffee. Or-
Yeah, okay. That's one thing that Kat and I struggle with sometimes. Like, because we bought a coffee machine. I'm lucky, like with work, like they had coffee machines at head office, and I bought one through work and got it at a very discounted price.
Yeah.
And I get good coffee through work because some people will, like, when I go into cafes, not all bad interactions, obviously. Like some can tell me to get nicked,
Yeah.
but some like they'll give me lunch. They'll like
Really?
they'll love. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had people like sit me down, and be like, "Oh, you stay there. Like, I'll make you some lunch. Are you hungry? Like, you want a coffee?
That's so odd because I feel like you're trying to sell to them.
Yeah.
Like, why are they
Like,
wanting
yes,
to...
but also like there are some people that are already using our stuff that love the brand,
Yeah.
love like
So they're
what we
already
stand
using
for. Like, yeah, so I don't go into because it's not half because Vic is like the state in Australia that is the potential for most growth, like Melbourne in
Right.
particular,
Mhm.
like city of coffee.
Yeah.
Like we've had good traction down here, but not as much as other states. So we've got a lot more growing to do here. But I can't remember what I was going to say.
How many cafes do you typically go in a day?
Ooh, depends where I am,
Yeah.
but it's like can be anywhere from 10 to 20 cafes a
a
day.
day.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
And are you
it's-
on the road every day?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So I try and plan my week out on the Friday beforehand, plan out where I'm going. So I have my territories like the whole west of the state, pretty much.
feel like I must just be so oblivious because I
Yeah.
don't probably go out that much for coffees and stuff. But I'm like, how is there that many cafes?
Guess how many cafes I've been to just in Ballarat alone?
Well, I originally thought that they've been
I don't
like
want to I don't want to overdo it though, because then
I think he told me because I originally was thinking, oh, there might be like 15 cafes.
no, there's more than 15.
When
pretty sure he's-
when I
yeah.
first looked at Ballarat, I was like, oh, they'd probably have like 30 cafes.
Is it in the hundreds?
No, not that many.
50?
There's like probably 60 to 80 cafes in Ballarat.
That's ridiculous
Yeah.
because I feel like I've been to I feel like I've probably been to like 5 and I'm like, where else can I go?
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Well,
like.
wherever you've sent me that you're going for coffee,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for coffee.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't like their
Well,
main
maybe
focus.
you need to tell me. You need to give me.
Yeah,
the
I'll give you a
list.
list.
Is it normally the smaller they are, the better, or no?
Ooh, I don't know. Like you see a lot of like restaurants / cafes.
Yeah.
They tend to be not as good for coffee because their main focus isn't coffee,
Yeah,
their
it's the
food
food.
as well, right? But you've got your more small boutique cafes are coffee's everything. Like they
Yeah.
concentrate on their coffee.
Yeah.
Like there are some
'Cause when I
really
go
good
out for-
cafes in Ballarat.
Usually when I go out for coffee with Liv, it's like
Yeah.
we're going for food.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Kat and I just go out for coffee.
Yeah. We
Less
hardly.
so now
Yeah.
because we got the machine at home. Which is what I was saying before. Like
Well, that's probably
people
good
when people
anyway.
sit down and like offer me lunch or whatever, like some people give me coffee. Like as in bare coffee beans to take home. Or if I've
Yeah.
got a good relationship, with
He-
some coffee roasters.
Ethan's wanting to get into.
Yeah, I'm
Making
looking. I'm
coffees?
trying to get a machine.
Expensive, a lot of money.
Is your like a actual big machine?
He's just
'Cause I'm
like a-
just
In
So-
retail, $2.5 grand.
yeah. I'm not looking at that.
Yeah, I think it was 2.5 or I think it was 3. And then the
Three.
grinder was 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to just look for that Breville Express.
Yeah,
Start somewhere.
you can make some ripper coffee on them.
Yeah.
You can. If you got like obviously the machine is just a tool, like
Yeah.
the better the
That's
tool, the better
Diminishing
you-
returns with.
Yeah, like to a
expensive
certain
get.
degree. Like if you've got shit coffee
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
that's
shit.
going through an amazing machine,
It's still
it's
gonna be
still
shit.
going to be shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. So I'm lucky because I've got a good relationship with a couple of roasters in Melbourne. Whenever I catch up with their sales reps, I give them some milk, they give me some coffee.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. So Kat and I just like coffees at home, which is a good and bad thing
Yeah.
because we're making some really good coffees at home. When we go out,
They're no good.
Yeah.
sometimes they're not as good.
Yeah.
And we're like, damn, I could have just
Stayed
just
at
whipped
home.
one up for at
Yeah,
home.
I never
Yeah.
really thought about that in
Yeah.
terms of like you can make a coffee how you like, and
Mm.
then you're gonna have something like
What's-
not shit, but not you're like
That's
you
good.
can have something
Yeah,
better.
exactly right.
What's your go-to coffee?
It'd be, I do love a black coffee, like a filter coffee.
Really?
So I had a washed Ethiopian last week, which was incredible.
See, I don't really know what that
No,
is.
Yeah. So washed means it's a process of the coffee. So like when they get the coffee beans, they have to like process it to get like the coffee cherry comes from a fruit.
Right.
So it's a fruit that grows on a tree.
Mm.
They have to pick and then they have to take off the fruit
Yep.
that surrounds the coffee bean in the middle.
Right.
And it's how they do that changes the flavor.
Oh.
So washed means they wash it in water
Yeah.
and wash it through these mills that gets rid of the fruit on the outside.
Instead of like
Instead of
A
like a
machine,
natural, it's called a natural, they leave the fruit on and it like the fruit ferments.
Oh, and that's how it
And
gets
it-
sweeter and that?
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
changes the flavor of the
Flavours.
coffee.
right.
And then different regions
Yeah.
produce different flavor profiles.
Yeah.
But if it's a milky, I'll have an oat flat white.
Oat flat
A
white.
nice, safe oat flat white.
Are you not a froth type of guy?
I prefer. For me, it's just a lot of places traditionally serve a latte out of a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer a ceramic. I'm a
Really?
ceramic
Well,
man.
Why?
then you just got to ask for
Just
a mug,
just
don't
a
you?
mouthfeel. You know what I mean? Like the glass is a bit. I don't know. It's too thin or it's
Yeah.
too much.
I don't really like getting
Yeah.
a
You
small
think you should
glass.
be drinking a Pepsi Max out of it?
Hey,
You should be drinking a Pepsi Max
well,
out
I
of a
could
glass.
definitely
then.
do that.
Well, we,
No, the can's traditional, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
ceramic cups is where it's at. And if you guys haven't tried black coffee, like good
I
black
haven't had
coffee
good-
is
good-
like next level.
yeah.
Like there was a Melbourne International Coffee Expo a couple of weeks
comforting.
ago, and there was a couple I tried
Yeah.
from a particular roaster was there, and one tasted, no joke, like bubblegum and grapes. And you like some, you know how people like taste wine and they're like, oh, I can taste like
The
dark
woody
cherry or
something.
like
Yeah.
woody tannins and
Yeah.
stuff in it.
This was
And you try it, you're like,
nah. This
no,
is just
I
wine.
ain't getting any of that, brother.
Yeah.
But this coffee was like,
Yeah.
it was like I was tasting like a juice,
Yeah.
not coffee. Yeah.
Wait, can you buy the beans, or how did they make it?
Yeah, you can buy the beans
So,
from
like,
the
you could-
roaster. They're very like, so this particular lot that they'd bought like the coffee from was like very small amount. So they're going to be expensive,
Yeah.
but they were showing it off at this expo and it was next level.
Yeah, right. Would you ever get it? Buy it? Or?
Yes, but I don't make filter coffee as much at home because I have the coffee
Would-
machine. I tend to make espresso coffee.
Do you like to try different types of coffee beans?
Yeah.
You do like
That's
to?
the best part of the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I tell you what, it's because you got to be nice to every cafe you walk into, right? They'll,
Right.
right? Like they'll give you, some will just offer you a coffee. Like I'll drop off samples or whatever,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "Oh, you want a coffee?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, man." And then they'll make a coffee, and I'm sipping it whilst they're talking to me. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, "This is terrible." And they're like looking at you like, "How is it? How is it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's good. Yeah, really nice, real smooth. Yeah, really good." Like, and you just have to put it on because you're
Yeah.
you're a salesman.
You're a salesman.
Yeah, you can't be like, "No, this is shit, brother." Can't do this. So I've had a lot of terrible coffees out
Yeah.
there.
What's the ratio for a good to bad coffee at cafes?
What do you mean by that?
Like
What
when
do you
you
mean?
go, well, when you're saying you go into a cafe and you have one of their
How
coffees.
often is it a good one
Ooh.
compared to a shit one?
Ooh.
But you
So
might
say
be
if
different.
I go into, well, yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. Like I think if I go into 20 cafes for the day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many are giving
Oh.
you a coffee?
maybe some I buy. I
Okay.
buy coffee from them.
Right.
Like, because it's easier if you buy something from them, they
we'll talk to you.
feel
Maybe.
obliged to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll buy from a couple, but say if I go to 20 cafes, most I'll get coffee from.
Yeah.
I won't drink all 20. Sometimes I'll just have a couple of sips.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, you.
probably
that'd be
out of them,
making-
only like 2 or 3 will be like really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like, sometimes I won't go to, like, it depends on the area as well. Some areas in Melbourne care more about coffee than others.
Hmm.
Some are just
Can
mainly
you-
focused on volume, whereas not
Yeah.
as opposed to quality.
Yeah.
Can you sort of tell before, well, as you're walking in and like, or as you look at the front of the cafe, if you know this is going to be
Yeah.
a good,
And you know whether they care about their coffee. Like,
yeah,
you walk in and you can see the baristas, they're like meticulous, they're weighing everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like everything's just schmick, everything's like clean as you like.
yeah.
And then there are other cafes that,
They're just pumping them out.
yeah, they're just pumping them out,
Ne-
or
the
they're
ne-
not.
The next cafe.
Yeah, or they're
every other
not. They don't
cafe.
care about their coffee as much. They don't want it to be amazing. They just want it to be drinkable.
Yeah. And then
Um,
try to turn over more volume or something.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's on the odd occasion where I walk into like a cafe and I drink the coffee and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I have to go back to the barista. I'm like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like that was so good.
Yeah, right.
Whereas like there are a lot of cafes where it's
This,
just average. Like it's
Yeah.
okay. And it's good coffee, but
What-
it's like it doesn't make you
what
make you pause and
So what-
smell the roses.
So what's so you because so you're saying you drink a lot of coffee, a fair bit of coffee.
Yeah.
What is the defining sort of feature to you that sort of makes it a good coffee? Like, is it a flavor or is it?
Yeah, flavor.
feel-
So different people like different flavors of anything,
Yeah.
right? I prefer a more acidic coffee, like a more fruity notes.
Right.
Even as a milk blend, I prefer that. Whereas most coffees are chocolatey or
Yeah.
they have like
Yeah.
notes of chocolate, caramel.
Mm.
Like that's like a safe
Yeah.
Mm.
coffee
Yeah.
because
The more common person.
yeah, the more common person is used to that and wants to drink that.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you don't want any weird bitterness to the coffee, or you don't want it to taste burnt, like you said earlier.
Yeah. 'Cause-
So I'm obviously like looking out for that. So on Monday to Thursday, I'm
Yeah.
like out on the road
Yeah.
full days because we do longer days Monday to Thursday, and it's supposed to be half a day on Friday.
Yeah, right.
But sometimes if I'm going to Melbourne on a Friday, which is rare, like I try and stay around Geelong on a Friday,
Yeah.
because I'm only doing half a day, you end up working till 2 or 3 o'clock.
What time do you start normally on a regular day?
It's a pretty loose, like loosely set hours.
Yeah.
They say like 8:15 to 5:15, Monday to Thursday,
Yeah.
and then we do a half day on Friday.
What time's the cafe usually opening?
Some cafes open at 6:30, 7.
Yeah, well, probably to
yeah.
get the people before work.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. So some days I'll head out, like most days I'm on the road before 8:15.
Yeah.
Because if I'm leaving Geelong at 8, I'm not getting to my first cafe past 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm going to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then most cafes sort of close around 3:30 anyway. So that's when, you make your way back home, and then you do a little bit of all the boring admin stuff, emails, reach
Yeah.
out to cafe owners that have messaged me during the day, or
You got a work car?
I do.
Very lucky.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good.
A nice Toyota RAV4.
You chew through the fuel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a hybrid car.
Yeah.
Hybrid.
That helps a bit.
Get like a 900k to a tank,
Yeah, that's
which
that's
is
ideal.
You'd be
way better than the
driving-
Falcon anyway.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I go through the fuel for my work. But
Yeah.
driving 45 minutes each way.
Yeah, it's stiff, isn't it?
But it's all right. I'm used to it now. I've been doing it for literally 2 years.
True.
So
I
or
do
2.5
similar,
years
yeah.
actually. So
Well-
that feels like it's
I might need some beans and some milk.
100%. When you get a coffee machine on deck,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll come round.
All right, sounds good. Because I
You
want
still living at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saving hard.
Yeah.
Saving hard.
Man
To
wants
buy
to
or
get
to...
man wants a camper van.
Caravan.
Okay.
A camper van, possibly.
Yeah.
But
Not to live in.
no, not to live in. No. But I don't know.
Pitch up
just-
in the backyard?
Oh, no. Go just for trips on the weekends kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
But it'll be hard once the basketball season comes back around.
What do you do on the weekends? Saturday, Sunday?
A good question. Well, because I'm driving so much during the week, this
You
is
don't wanna
partly the
drive?
reason for moving back up, is because I don't really want to, because I'm
Drive.
driving for hours in a
Yeah,
day. If
yeah.
I'm going to and from Melbourne, that's an hour, maybe an
Yeah.
hour 15 there, an hour 15 back,
And all in between.
and all in between.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered to drive on the weekend most
Yeah.
of the time.
No,
I just
man,
wanna
that's
That's fair.
stay
That's fair.
where
you
I
just want to
am.
relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just recently got, a couple of months ago, got the puppy.
Yeah,
So
we should
he's-
go puppy.
Been occupying most of our time, to be honest.
Mm.
How old is he? Yeah.
6 months now.
6 months.
Yeah.
Archie.
Archie, a little man.
Little man.
Little man.
He's
He's
little man.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
Oh, they Kat showed me, which is his girlfriend.
I know
showed
that.
Me,
Do you?
a video because they had the camera on the inside,
Oh, this
and
is bad. I'll have to send it in for the
that would be
for the
funny.
pod.
And it has him chasing Archie in the house. And
So
then
I'll give the old backstory.
Yeah.
So we got a camera inside because Kat likes to watch Archie during the day just to make sure he's
Chilling.
okay, because
Yeah.
he just roams.
Yeah.
usually not on when people are home. Apparently, I think. That
Yeah, well, not normally.
Yeah.
Because Kat was going out for some work dinner or something like that. I was just chilling at home with him, and I was just sitting on the kitchen table, just doing some on my laptop or whatever, and he just pinches shit. Like he gets your shoes or he gets socks, and he runs past you to
Tempt ya.
Look what I've got. Come chase me. It's a good game.
Yeah.
And I saw him out the corner of my eye come from the bathroom, and he's got the fucking toilet paper roll in his mouth. I'm you dickhead.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm gonna get him quick before he has a chance to properly run away from me. So I've sprinted after him around the side of the couch, and there was a blanket right there, and I've just turned the corner, and my left leg's on from under me. I've landed on my right ankle, going, and I'm like, fuck.
Rolled his ankle.
He was rolling on the ground.
And I was rolling on the ground.
That's pretty funny.
I need to see that.
And then it got,
That's fucking funny.
yeah, it was on the home camera. So as soon as Kat got home, I'm sitting there feeling sorry for myself with ice on my ankle. And she's like, oh, you're all right, babe? You all good? I'm like, yeah, just a bit of a sore ankle. And I'm like, that was going, wasn't it? Let's pull that up. And then She got it up and she was like pissing herself off for
Yeah.
half an hour. There was no sympathy after she saw the video. She was just pissing herself laughing.
Yeah, well, have a
It
look
was
at
good.
it after.
It was a good laugh.
That was funny.
It was a good laugh.
Well, Ross, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having
It's
me, Jens.
definitely been our
Appreciate
longest podcast ever. It's been
It's been unreal.
It's been really good.
Hearing the story of Ross.
There we
Yeah.
go. That'd
We'll
be good
have
to
to-
listen to.
Yeah, it'll take me a little while to edit this one.
Did you have any shout outs or anything that you wanted to shout out?
Shout out Archie, little man.
Yeah.
Shout out Archie and Kat.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds
Shout
good.
out to Kat.
All right, thanks guys for staying and listening at the Ear Motel episode 67. Go check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.